Oh boy, I sure loved Earth One in the multiverse in DC. It sure is good being in the Watchtower.
I
I sure hope that
agree.
Darkseid got up to anything.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah, it's great. Got all my little friends here,
Yeah,
in
we're
this
all here.
Watchtower. I heard that Darkseid guy escaped. He's not gonna do anything. I don't know.
Yeah,
Yeah, no,
nothing ever happened.
Nothing
The
happened.
Justice League is gonna handle it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Darkseid's nothing.
What? He wants to
Yeah.
work for the Spectre? What a fucking idiot. The only person who does is Hal Jordan and that homeless guy. Whatever his name is.
James Corden, I think.
Yeah, James
Yeah.
Corden.
Yeah,
Yeah,
James
the main the
Spectre.
main
Yeah.
specter the main specter. I just don't remember his name.
James
Yeah.
Corden. I'm pretty sure
Yeah.
it's James Corden.
No, the homeless
Yeah.
guy. Yeah. Yeah, the
Yeah,
homeless
the
guy.
homeless guy. Yeah, but
Yeah.
no, there's no fucking way that he's gonna be
There's
able to do
no
that.
way. A miracle
Yeah.
machine
What's
doesn't have
that?
enough blood for that. What did he do to Calabac? Oh. Oh.
He did merge with the Spectre.
Whoa.
Oh, wait, what? They're gonna stop him.
Whoa.
They're
They
gonna
stop him,
bro.
right?
Right?
Wait, he made a new Earth?
Made a new Earth.
That's absolutely insane.
Dang.
Hey guys, we're back. Comic Kitchen, your favorite comic book podcast.
No,
And we're back
this
with some new
podcast is
absolute
dog shit.
crazy stuff. DC is back with absolute DC, and all my friends are here to talk about it because
Right.
It's
It's
absolute
so cool.
insanity in DCU.
Yeah.
So-
Yeah.
guys, introduce yourselves.
Boo.
Yeah, I don't know. And guys, introduce yourselves. So if everyone doesn't know who you are.
Hi, I'm Bunbot. I draw and animate stuff on TikTok and in X, the everything app.
Don't call me X.
Don't call it X.com. The everything
Yeah,
app.
X.com.
Blaze your glory.
Yeah, I'm Ryan. You know me by this point, I think. I hope.
That's fucking no. Give someone a little bit more. Keep going.
No, that's all I got.
Okay, you fucking baby.
I'm Zion. I'm able to when in this podcast, I transform a bunch. That's why I went through different
your power on this podcast is to disappear in the middle of recording. That's your power.
I listened about Transformers.
Okay, bro.
So I'm Tribe, and before we really get into this episode, I want to give congratulations actually to Mr. Trump, or President-elect Trump, actually, for his amazing win last in the Electoral College. I just want to say it's going to be an honor for you to be our president again for the next 4 years, and I'm really excited.
And I'm Blade the Comic Nerd, from the famous channel Blade the Comic Nerd.
Mm-hmm.
That's
So,
the channel that Blade refuses to advertise this show on because he thinks he's too good for it.
True.
Anyway,
Yeah, you could tell that that made Blade upset. I can feel the heat from. Coming.
Yeah, he's fucking seething. He's fucking pacing back and forth with steam coming out of his ears.
Yeah.
Yes, I very much am.
But yeah.
So anyway,
we're here to talk about DC All In special and the absolute first issues, and maybe issue
the first issues, and probably
so
issue
DC.
of Absolute
So
Batman.
DC All In is the first stepping stone to this new universe.
Yeah.
And
I
sometimes
feel like we're getting ahead of ourselves.
I think we should just explain what the All In and
what
Absolute
DC All In,
initiative. Initiative is.
Yeah, so if you guys don't know what All In is, basically showing how this universe is being made.
It's a DC. I feel like you're still going a little too far ahead.
Yeah, because All In's not just like that.
It's a storytelling initiative.
Yeah, DC All In's like a storytelling initiative in conjunction with this new universe called
New Absolute Universe.
Yeah, New Absolute Universe.
Yeah.
Where in the Absolute Universe, creators are allowed to experiment with these established characters and come up with new ideas.
Give them new mythos.
New mythos. And the idea is that they're on the back foot. In comparison to
everything is absolutely over. Is the best way to put it.
Everything's absolutely over. And
It
DC
is absolutely insane.
Yeah, absolutely insane.
Yeah.
And DC All In is kind of like the initiative for the main universe. Mostly it's just a jumping on point for new readers.
Yeah.
It-
A new
That's-
jumping on point for new readers, new
that's what
storytelling initiatives, new creative teams. To landmark this new storytelling initiative, DC released an all-in special that gives us, a little bit of backstory on how the absolute universe came into existence.
Yeah, and like what to expect from like the mainline stuff and where stuff is
Mainline
going.
stuff
I
too.
think we should start with all the card stuff.
Go
So
ahead,
if you
Dark.
guys didn't know, there are cards, all right? And these cards are shown, and you're getting new cards too. I guess they're doing this new thing where you're getting cards. How does that work? What's the card?
So basically, what it is that you come in and like I think you buy one of the books, one of the new books, and well, I know when I went to my store, they just like kind of had the cards out up front. But like I think what you're supposed to do is that when you buy when you buy like a comic, you get one of the cards.
Okay. Well, are they doing this like just for like every DC stuff? You know what I mean? Like the not mainline stuff, I guess. Like all the comics.
Yeah,
just...
I think I think you get it with like any
DC purchase.
Any DC purchase, yeah.
I think it.
But basically, before we get all absolute stuff, it's supposed to in the new All-In book. Everything's good, all right? Things seem so much better. Everything's gonna get better. This card, if you guys don't know, because it's a retcon, I kind of really like it. This card is a Legion of Superheroes retcon. Basically, this card represents that eventually, at one point, things get better to Legion of Superheroes to exist. You know what I mean? This card represents that stepping stone to the future, which we're probably never gonna see. But it's just funny that DC's like doing this whole like finality thing with the Justice League, even though it's like we're never gonna get there.
We're never gonna get there because
we're never gonna get there. But
comics gone forever.
But it's a very cool idea, and we see these cards that are supposed to be like made of everything, and they can appear out of anywhere, and they have powers to them too. And they change the power. I didn't really read that much about it. But basically, while they were cheering and doing all this, Darkseid, like I said, after all the events of what happened in Dark Crisis, all the different crises that happened to him, Darkseid has realized my power is pretty much nothing compared to like Perpetua or anything else in this universe anymore. Like I'm a new god, but like things are so much bigger than me. Darkseid, like I said, basically, Darkseid realized that I need something to my own at this point. So he kind of realized that, I need my own universe.
Need more power. And I need my own universe, yeah.
Somehow, I don't know, I guess having Apocalypse and owning planets and having the female Furies and all of that is not enough.
Space Hitler is not enough for him. He needs to have his own planet.
Yeah, Space Hitler
and so he decides to fuse with the Spectre, which if you guys don't know, the Spectre he's God's judgment personified. Scary thing.
You can get a grasp of how Darkseid having that power would probably be
pan-cheatingly scary. So he fuses with the Spectre, but the way he uses a miracle machine, which you guys don't know in DC, a miracle machine is basically a machine that can make you do anything. It needs like certain requirements to it for it to work. Usually, probably something like blood or something else. But it pretty much makes your imagination like pretty much like endless. So he decides, hey, miracle machine, fuse me with the Spectre. Because the Spectre, the way that the Spectre works, Spectre picks people. You have to be like good at heart. So Darkseid was never going to be part of that. So Darkseid fuses with the Spectre, and with that power, he makes his own Earth, where hope will have to shine brighter than ever has to be.
So that's pretty. I guess that's pretty much all of DC all in on like Darkseid's side. But the thing with the special that started this new initiative, it's a flip book. So one side's about Darkseid, and the other side is about the Justice League. More specifically. We're seeing
Booster Gold.
And we're seeing like what all's happening in this universe with
no, so you get a little too far ahead.
Yeah.
So what happens is that Superman, he's going around, he's getting everybody together, reforming the Justice League after
at this point Justice League
well,
hasn't been around.
Speaking of that, it hasn't been around because the Dark Crisis. After Justice League died, they,
we don't have to get into that specifically.
The Justice League can't be together for more than like 2 issues without.
No, literally, that's always anytime they become a thing, it either like someone gets killed or people are like get too scared and they're like, you gotta quit.
We gotta.
And that giant dog doesn't good.
I think.
And so 52. So it's like, go ahead.
I was gonna say, don't they like restructure like 3 times in the Morrison run?
Yeah. Oh my god. Yeah. Yeah, it does.
It's like, we gotta stop the Justice League because everything's so bad.
Guys, we gotta stop. This is becoming too powerful. So we're gonna be international and like do like stuff in the ground.
Anyway,
the Justice League been through more rebuilds than the Pistons. Pretty much. So yeah. So it's 52 days after after everything that happened in Absolute Power happened. It's kind of a whole mess. Probably not going to get into it right now, but things
Yeah,
happened,
52.
and because of it, the Justice League is getting back together, and so Superman's going around, inviting people to join, and then he goes to Booster Gold, and he's like, "Yo, Booster Gold, I fuck with your vibe heavy. You should join the Justice League." And Booster Gold's like, "Wow, finally, I'm being taken seriously as a real hero." And
Wait,
so
I have a
all the
question.
heroes, they're going up to the Watchtower, they're having a good time, like, "Yay, new Justice League! Yay, Justice League's back together!" And then the fucking and then fucking Darkseid busts in, he's merged with the Spectre, and all of the heroes just like, oh shit. It's like the Justice League haven't like the new Justice League hasn't been formed for like 15 minutes, and now you gotta fucking deal with like
Yeah.
this.
Darkseid
Did we
again.
Hell, they
mention?
didn't even finish their
Darkseid
speech.
merge with the Spectre.
Yeah. Did we mention that
And
like
so,
the
like, they're-
like when Booster gets a card, he goes like starts talking about like, oh my gosh, you don't understand how important this is. No, you see
Yeah.
this card right here, and this is kind of like how Blade was talking about. This proves that like everything's gonna be okay. Like this card is
Yeah.
like a sign that like
Fun.
this is one of the touchstones of like the future.
Yeah,
Yeah.
fun fact about Booster's card though, he's like in the lowest ranks.
Yeah. And what happens after Darkseid teleports into the Watchtower, the card starts to like get corrupted, and Booster Gold's like, "Oh, it's not supposed to happen," and like the future's changed, and so they start fighting Darkseid and Spectre. They end up unfusing them, the magic users, and then unfusing Darkseid and the Spectre, and then Darkseid disappears, and then they
There-
try to find him.
But all that's left is like just a big tear in reality where Darkseid was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so like someone's trying to, and now the Justice League are like, kind of debating on who should go in, and then Booster Gold steps up and he's like, I'm gonna do it.
Because like only person that can go through the tear are people that has like a lot of tachyons from time traveling. That's the only people that can survive.
Yeah.
Like this adventure. So it's either Booster Gold, who's the guy with like that from the 90s from what crisis was it? 0 Hour? Who's that one time traveler guy?
Alan Scott, Rip Hunter. There's a lot of
Rip Hunter.
Yeah.
No, it's not Rip Hunter.
Rip Hunter. I was gonna say is it Rip Hunter?
It's
Yeah.
a guy that flies on like a disc or something. He's got like flaming hair.
Oh, is it Rip? No, it's not Rip Hunter.
It's not
He's a
Rip
time
Hunter.
traveler.
He's also a time
Was
traveler.
he in Absolute Power?
Maybe, I don't know. He's
Since we're talking about episodes like with Darkseid and such, and like the singularity, what did y'all think of like Darkseid being a singularity?
That's
Basically,
great.
like a
I think-
multiverse.
Yeah,
Okay,
I
so-
feel like that makes sense.
That makes
Yeah,
sense.
I
It
like
also
Be more prevalent
also-
with villains in,
it
like,
also
multiverse
helps.
Yeah.
It also helps my big Grant Morrison theory about. Well, it's not really a theory. It's like a fan. It's always been. It's this fan theory that's been like interpreted. It's like kind of canon now. But basically, Darkseid's body is not him. It's just an idea of him. You know what I mean? Darkseid is an idea. You can't really destroy it. You know what I mean?
What are you saying
But
about
when you
body?
kill
Kill an
Darkseid,
idea.
that evil just goes somewhere else. You know what I mean? It manifests into something else far worse. That's
I
all
think what-
Darkseid energy. It's just renewable.
I think with more
That's why
multiverse
he's
stories, they
horrifying.
should kind of do the thing where there's only one of said villain, but they're like.
I mean,
so
that's always
powerful.
been the thing with new gods, especially like Darkseid. Like I said, Darkseid is a manifestation of evil itself, like personified. He doesn't die; it just goes somewhere else.
Mhm.
I've always thought that was a cool idea. That's more just like a little fan headcanon, but I think it's cool.
Okay, so Booster Gold, he's like, I'll do it. I'll jump through the space hole. And so he jumps through it. And then once he lands in this new out of it, he realizes that he's in what appears to be a Darkseid controlled metropolis. And he's trying to find a way to get back. He's trying to see if he can find a way to get back, but then he gets attacked by Darkseid, and he notices that Darkseid has a legion, what appears to be a legion ring, but it has the anti-life equation symbol on it, and then it shows that Darkseid has his own legion.
So yes, so this all goes back to the card too. You know what I mean? Because the card represents that the future at one point gets better. But no, it
Yeah.
doesn't. Not with Darkseid. Darkseid owns the future now. You know what I mean? I really do like that. I don't know how long these cards are gonna be a thing for.
Yeah.
Probably like a year or two. Probably a year. But it's cool.
Unfortunate.
I really. But yeah. So it is in the Absolute
No.
Universe. The future is already doomed.
Well, also it's not really
Yeah.
clear this is the absolute universe because it seems like the future like when he goes through the tear,
Yeah.
it almost looks like it's the future of the main DC universe.
That's maybe it's both.
Maybe we'll see. It could be the absolute universe, but like we just don't know yet.
We don't
We don't
really
know.
know.
Like, we don't
It's
know.
still
You might be
it's still
right.
fairly early.
Yeah.
And also in the what do you call it, in the last page of the of the Justice League side of the special, it says to be continued across the universe. So it's like we really don't know yet.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
And something else to have mentioned, they also the Justice League when they put Booster in, their initial plan is like to pull him out after so long, but some weird timey-wimey stuff happened to make the League just kind of forget anyone went through the tear to begin with. So Booster Gold's just kind of like lost, and no one knows where he's at, and no one cares.
Bro,
So
plug
Booster's
in.
stuck in the Absolute
Shit, I'm
Universe?
crying.
For now, yeah.
But yeah, that's all like kind of like the build up to that. The main
It's-
important thing is that like Darkseid creates his own world.
Kind of like a villain from another IP.
But like,
Yeah.
like another villain from another IP, which ironically DC like the Absolute Universe has been in the works longer than the new Ultimate Universe.
Mhm. How long has it? How long? It's been like 2 years, right? And that they've been working on this.
Okay, so I'll try and get through this quickly. Initially, I'll start with the new Ultimate Universe over at Marvel. Initially, it wasn't going to be like a whole new thing. Donny Cates was going to introduce the Ultimate Universe through the Maker. However, Donny Cates got into like a horrible car accident that caused him to like
shit.
lose his memory, like 6 months of memory, and he pretty much stopped working in comics in general. So that plan kind of like fell through, but they did like get far enough into planning that I don't think it's ever been flat out confirmed. But Brian Hitch was attached to a project with Donny Cates, and it's believed that was like the early stages of Ultimate Invasion, but like in a different form. But because since that fell through, Hickman got attached to the book because Hickman and Brian Hitch has always wanted to work together, and this is a good opportunity. And Hickman, I'm guessing Hickman totally restructured what the Ultimate Universe coming back was going to be. It's going to come back in the themes of the Ultimate Universe were coming back, but not necessarily the universe itself from like
Itself,
yeah.
It was something entirely new.
It's something
Yes.
entirely different, the same name.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's probably was in the works.
You forget about the spreadsheets.
Oh yeah,
all
and
the
the spread and all the spreadsheets.
And the
That was
yeah.
probably in the works at the earliest in 2020. I'm gonna say Hickman probably got attached to the book 2022 at most.
So in the Absolute Universe predates that?
Absolute Universe initially was going to be a thing in 2019 after Death Metal.
Oh.
But,
I mean, that makes sense.
but yeah, the world that Darkseid uses to like make like the Absolute Universe. That there's a pocket universe in the DC universe that was mentioned either in Death Metal or the tie-in like right after Death Metal called Infinite Frontier, where it's mentioned like, oh, this is new world in the pocket universe in the DC universe. It's bare. There's nothing in it. I wonder what we're gonna do about that. And they left that untouched for a long time because Scott Snyder left DC for a little bit after Death Metal. Joshua Williamson and Scott Snyder was in talks about like what they were gonna do with that during Death Metal. Nothing really came of it. I think around the same time as the Ultimate Universe, about 2022, Scott Snyder kind of got in talks with DC and Joshua Williamson again, started like pitching this absolute idea, and then it kind of became like what it is today. Yeah.
Yeah.
And also, just a little interesting fact: Scott Snyder did not want to write Absolute Batman. He wanted someone else to write the book, but like after talking to so many people, he kind of realized he was the best person and the only person to do the book.
Yeah.
And
that
that definitely comes
Because
from him,
he's like the Batman. Well, I
Kinda
guess
is.
he's
Like I
not like
said,
he's
new.
not like the Batman,
He's
right?
not
Like he's
the.
been like
He's
all
not the
time.
Batman
But
guy,
like
but sadly,
we're
he
talking about
probably
like
is.
modern Batman stories, then like yeah, he is like the
He
Batman
he's
guy.
not the Batman guy, but let's be honest, he's the Batman guy because New 52 Batman was introduced for a lot of people.
And,
So
and also
you know what
that
I mean?
book made Batman like a blockbuster title. And of course,
Yeah.
Batman's like was always the Batman title has always been like as a big seller and like and a lot of high end creators were on it, but it never was like a blockbuster
Yeah,
book, if that makes
yeah,
sense.
that was
Yeah.
a blockbuster run. People like you
Yeah.
don't understand how crazy it was back then. Like it's
And you know what the craziest thing about it is? Scott Snyder got paid about the same amount for American Vampire, his creator-owned book. I think it's Vertigo because they're publishing it.
yeah, he did write American
Yeah.
Vampire.
Yeah.
He got paid as much for American Vampire as he did for the mainline Batman book.
That's nuts.
Yeah.
Especially
Yeah.
it's like that's insane.
Are they not paying him for the mainline Batman shit? What the hell?
They were paying him a pretty good, but since American Vampire was like kind of like
Just so successful.
creator
no,
owned?
it was creator. It wasn't because it's successful. It's
Creator-owned.
creator owned.
Yeah,
The only
creator
reason
owned,
like
so
why it was even like in the same like park, like same range, is because Batman was so successful.
Successful. Yeah.
Yeah, it's Batman.
Yeah.
So,
But can we get to Absolute Universe
so
now?
yeah,
Yeah.
the Absolute
So, yeah,
Universe started with
so-
like a
Okay,
wrapping all
so
it up,
so in
this is-
Absolute Universe, Darkseid decided, like I said, just like the Maker, but basically Darkseid made it where certain characters don't have certain things, certain core
Things,
aspects
yeah.
to them. Batman was born on Crime Alley, like in the original books. In this version, he's also born in Crime Alley, but
He was
literally
literally born in Crime Alley.
born
Yeah,
in Crime Alley, and his parents live there, and they're working class citizens.
I think we're getting like
We're getting a little bit. Well, I feel like. Well, I mean, do you want to start? I feel like we can just start talking about.
We just gotta
Batman.
start. We gotta start talking about because I feel
Yeah,
like
we
everyone's
just have to
quiet.
give
Yeah,
his little origin.
let's go to the meat. Let's just go to the. Let's go
Yeah,
to
let's
the meat.
get around to the meat and potatoes.
all right.
Yeah. So this Batman
Yeah.
also doesn't have all the equipment, all the gadgets. It's all
fucking mocking them.
It's all
No.
construction. It's all construction stuff.
Yeah.
It's all
He's very brutal. He's a
very
lot
brutal,
more.
makeshift, repurposed. He also
He's
he also
basically he's like
been around the
Batman
world. He did
in
all
a
the stuff
way.
in college in Gotham, in the Gotham.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In a way, he's basically Batman. Like he was a normal nigga because he's not rich.
Yeah.
One of his parents are still alive, and again, he's also a lot more brutal. It's kind of like Dark Knight Returns
Just
brutal.
despite
but stuff that's
Darkseid taking these core acting from these characters, these are still these core characters.
Yeah.
You know, these still nothing. Despite the appearances and the changes of them, the core aspects and fundamental ideas of these characters still are there at the core to them, which I love phenomenally. Especially with like Batman. Like I said, Batman is still is Batman, still is the protector of Gotham, but it's changed. It's put in so much of a different perspective. Because in this universe also, Gotham isn't run by like a mayor. Oh, it's corrupt like usually, but even more.
Yeah.
by
Even
the
more,
party
'cause, like,
animal.
there was never the influence of the Waynes never existed.
Yeah.
Like, try and turn Gotham into something better, so it kind of just like got worse.
It's
and worse
always been like this. Never had a hope of like even being good once. And then they got the party animals with Black Mask little group who owns all of Gotham, who's running around. Which,
But speaking of Black Mask, his absolute design is
Kinda
is
like
interesting.
A bobblehead.
absolute design is
Yeah.
great. Also, here's another funny thing. That's not a mask.
That's his head
That's
for
an
real.
actual skull.
That's just him. Ew.
This is him. Yeah, he looks.
Yeah. But before Black Mask kills the mob, who was I think it's Falcone and Maroni, right?
Yeah.
I believe so. Yeah.
He shows them Death Mask, which if you don't know, a Death Mask is a traditional thing, a very cool thing, kind of freaky if you own one. But he has a whole bunch of them, which is something I've kind of always thought was like a cool headcanon thing for me, that he would own Death Mask because he's a weird guy. But yeah, he had a whole bunch. He had Abraham Lincoln's Death Mask? No, it was George Washington.
Yeah.
And I think it was a couple. It was like a Greek. It was cool. But then he also shows
Greek
them,
flaw.
hey,
He
but he also
shows
showed
them.
them, hey, Falcone, I got your cousin right here.
He has his brother. He has his brother. Maroni's brother and Falcone's cousin.
Yeah, and he's like, and guess what? I got two other things waiting right here for you two. And he kills them. So yeah, the mob's gone. Coney Maroney,
Yeah.
gone just like that. But also, I forgot to we talked about it a little bit, but I want to get back to Bruce Wayne's parents. So in this version, Bruce Wayne's parents are
Well,
Bro,
one
they're
of
not.
them is alive.
One
Is
of them
alive.
is alive,
One is
and
alive.
they're not rich philanthropists like the other one, like
Yeah.
other ones.
Yeah,
He's
Martha
he's
is a
not
social
he's not
worker, and Thomas was a teacher.
they're
Yeah.
not necessarily broke, but they're like
The
just
middle
average
class.
working
And they
class.
ain't exactly
Yeah.
got money
And
either.
no, but what makes it interesting is that despite the fact they don't really have they aren't rich socialite philanthropists, is that they still help out the community
Yeah,
because you know there's social work because social workers, they help out disenfranchised
Okay,
kids
I think
in
I
the
got it.
community. What?
But what I wanted to say, but because like I said, something I love about this universe is like I said, fundamentally, what is Batman's ultimate characterization? He loves Gotham. He protects Gotham, right? That's like his whole thing is Gotham. In this universe, that still works. Like I said, Batman never trained around the world. He just went to college,
He trained in
all
Gotham.
in Gotham, the whole entire time.
His entire
grew
training
up-
was in Gotham.
He grew
Gotham
up
molded
in
him
Crime Alley,
just
which
in a
is in
different
Gotham.
way.
He grew up in a Gotham school, which can I get to that? About his friends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bruce also has childhood friends in this who are all his villains. Riddler,
Yes.
Penguin, Killer Croc, Catwoman,
Two-Face.
Two-Face, yes.
Mm.
So all of them are his childhood friends in this universe, and they all
They all grew up in Crime Alley.
grew up in
Yeah.
Crime Alley. And like I said, in this version, there's only one dead parent. So one day, because they mentioned this is so cool to me. In this universe, I guess somehow when Bruce was a kid, he made like it was like a building project, right? It was like a bat wing.
Yeah.
And that it was so cool that it won him a trip to the zoo with all his friends for a field trip. And some crazy
A
guys
shootout
walking,
happened.
like, shooting at people, and to protect the kids because it was a field trip, right? Thomas was the teacher to protect the
Mhm.
children. Thomas put them in a bat enclosure to hide them from the shooter. But when it happened, he got shot, so his body's blocking the door.
So they can't.
Well,
can't
Not
get
only
out.
was his
Up in
body
there.
blocking
And
the door,
something
but
too-
while the shooting is happening, Bruce gets swarmed by
Bats.
tons of bats.
Yeah.
So you can tell how that was
They're still
traumatizing.
doing they're still doing like the Batman Forever, Batman Begins, which, like I said, that origin only came from Batman Forever. I'm not even joking. The whole
Which-
falling to the
I think we're forgetting one of the biggest aspects of why the whole thing is so traumatizing. It's not just the fact that his dad dies in a shooting. It's not the fact that he gets covered in bats. It's the fact that the reason they're even on this field trip to begin with is
because of him.
it's because of him.
Because of him. Yeah.
He won like he won like a contest. I don't know
That's
specifically what, but it's the reason why.
Blade just said. Blade literally said what it was, Ryan.
Oh, I didn't. I'm sorry.
You're not
Don't you
paying.
just
You
love
You
when
need
white
to
people try and
fucking
take
pay
credit for what a
attention,
black
Ryan.
person said?
Exactly. No. Yeah. Thank you for your contributions to this episode, Bumba.
Yeah, he built a bridge and he blamed himself for it. And his dad body blocks. His dad's body literally blocks the door, which is, man, that's traumatizing. That must be poor
Yeah,
kid.
that's fucked up.
Yeah.
So
I feel like this book, okay, not to completely compare, but I like that this and Ultimate Spider-Man, no way Martha is gonna die, but I feel like she's gonna we're seeing her contribute.
I forgot to
fix
mention
Gotham.
the elephant in the room. Because like I said, we're not following. There's also another important thing. We're not following Batman's perspective. We're following an assassin. Alfred Pennyworth is an assassin who's hunting down the Batman. But through the book, he slowly starts to figure out the Batman's just like a normal guy. It's actually kind of nice. He's not not terrible. This guy has a mom.
And for the
life.
guy,
he kind of thinks about Gotham, what the city means, and thinking that maybe something like this isn't that bad. Maybe this city needs something like this.
and he also starts to. It also.
I think.
He's starting to realize that he could also use Batman as a way to please his he could use Batman as a tool to help further his task for his employer.
This version isn't Alfred. Alfred also grew up in Gotham, but he left, right? I think they said in the beginning.
He's
grew up in
privileged.
Gotham,
He's basically rich and privileged.
He grew up in Gotham, but he's it's a shithole. So I don't return. And then
now he's back, but to his job to assassinate people.
So Alfred's an assassin. He bumps into the Batman, and the Batman, it is a pretty lethal fight. But something I want to mention is that you see Batman take his gun. We don't see it till later on, but it's when they meet back again. Batman shoots him point blank in the face with the shotgun. Non-lethal rounds, of course.
Yeah,
So
Yeah.
but not
If,
only are
if
they
they're non-lethal
non-lethal
round, if
rounds,
they're non-lethal rounds, it's
It's just a
okay.
shit ton of
That
shrapnel though. That
it's bat shrapnel, which probably sounds a lot worse.
It's so funny how committed to the bit this Batman is to all this stuff. I love it.
It's great.
yeah,
so
it's bat
great.
shrapnel. So like, even if it's not a gun,
Like, man,
you
if
got
I can use a gun, but it's okay because it's a non-lethal bullets.
It's bat shrapnel. It's just gonna dig into your
shot.
skin in your face.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
shot
yeah.
him point.
Whatever
He shot him
happens after,
point
that's
blank
not
in
up
the
to me.
face with like.
It's gonna. It just all it is barbed pellets that you can't dig out of your skin because it's gonna cut even more if you try to peel it out because it's barbed. There's nothing wrong
Yeah.
with that.
Yeah, it's all good.
Just barbed shrapnel, Yeah.
Yeah.
Nothing too serious. Light work.
But then
Yeah.
and then
He
there's
shot him like with a shotgun still. Like it still has the power of a shotgun with
and we
bat
also do
shrapnel.
see some other. I forgot. I kind of missed a little bit. We also see a little bit of action of this new version of Batman, which is the new version of
Yeah,
Batman.
right after the party animals, they attack
Yeah.
Mayor
Mayor
Gordon,
Gordon
like press conference.
and police officer Barbara, right?
Yeah, police officer Barbara Gordon,
Yeah.
and we see like he's there. Alfred's like he's on top of the building trying to take out the Batman, but then he sees like he sees Batman like doing his thing. This new Batman doing his thing, and the whole time he's just like, how the fuck is he doing this?
So something I want to emphasize on Batman's actions, like I said, this is a dark Batman, but I want to say something about this. I do feel like we're getting kind of the Batman thing where, like, I'm not saying he's acting being that dark, but you can tell there's a more hopeful side to him. You know what I mean? This is someone who's just, I think, is like you said, like, you know what I mean? Like in the Batman, this is a Batman who just doesn't know what he wants to be just yet. He's still trying to figure. So he's much more violent. Now, Dark Knight Returns Batman violence is like whole different level. You know what I mean? I don't know, but like that's something I'm seeing. I'm seeing a Batman who's like, and also like he still has a mother. I really do think this Batman is like holding back
The contrast, like with what Blade said. And the great thing about it is that, like, since he still has his parent, with like Pattinson, he started off as like vengeful. He started off as vengeful, and then realized he should be using, Batman as a symbol for hope and not as a symbol for vengeance.
I guess the best way to put it is that he's lashing out with his violence. Also, his violence it's like I said, it's like
it's amazing,
he's
but it still gives off that like nothing can stop the Batman. Because in that first fight, he literally just pulls out a bunch of like everything. Right when it looks like he doesn't have anything else, he turns his symbol into an axe and cuts a guy's arm off, and he impales people. These little like
he uses the bat ear to stab a guy.
Everything on him is a weapon.
As a comic book character, I've always thought this. Maybe this is not even the best time to joke about this. I don't know, but like, how do you not hit arteries? Like,
because
that's just scary.
Alfred says specifically he's missing every artery. Like he.
I know, but it's just like superheroes in general.
Well, it's because he's Batman.
He's Batman. How many
arteries do you have? It's like what, 16, right?
I don't know, but I don't know that. But Batman knows that because he's Batman.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure that's not 16. That sounds too low.
Yeah.
Like,
Bumba, what is it?
What grade did you get in biology?
Man, I haven't taken a biology class since sophomore.
And you work at a
But
hospital.
you guys are right. Batman knows not to hit the arteries, but it's just funny.
There are at least 20 main arteries, but there are 41 arteries in the body overall. But the main ones are the main ones.
This does not mean I know everything about medicine.
You should though. If someone
you're
comes
like
in,
our
and you're
local
bleeding, they're fucked.
You're like
they can't be asking you questions.
Bumba, you're like our local nurse. We had to fire Ronnie.
I'm not even a nurse.
We had to. No, Bumba. It's because remember we fired Ronnie. Remember our editor from last time? We fired Ronnie.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
So you're the nurse now.
Yeah, no, Ronnie. I was fucked up. Ronnie
trouble.
Just if you guys didn't know, we had our previous editor, Ronnie, kind of had to kick out the podcast because they kept sending us pictures of their penis to everybody, and it was like very gross.
Yeah, so we had to like hang. And
it was weird. It was weird. It looked like an egg.
After this.
If it's like A snake
after
was
the-
like in the middle of swallowing an egg. It was
like
really, it was
after like
really
after the
nasty.
next time, it's not funny, Ronnie. You know.
Yeah.
Ronnie, I know you're watching this. Please don't send us your weird egg penis.
Ronnie,
Yeah, Ronnie,
look,
Ronnie,
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 I'm really glad I didn't let you come up to the hotel room with me and Ryan, because like if that happened, that night would have gone like a lot worse than it already did.
Yeah.
I can
Ronnie,
only
we
imagine
fired.
trying.
Ronnie, we fired you for a reason, buddy. Click off the video
Yeah. And
Um,
please,
Yeah.
please listen
and
to
put
the
your shoes
restraining
back
order.
on.
Follow
And-
follow the restraining order that all
And
of us
put
have
and put and put your shoe and put your
put
shoes
on
back
you.
on, Ronnie.
It is distressing to like see you pop out of the bush in front of my house every day asking me if I got the letter. I have not gotten the letter. I have not gotten the letters. I'm not going to read the letters. I burn every single letter you give me. I'm not going to read them.
But since Ronnie's been catching up on Absolute, also forgot to mention there's one last thing we see, and I'm about to let a huge sigh because when I first saw it, I sighed really hard. I get it. I know it's Batman. I know. But Alfred says, "Oh, this reminds me of this one assassination I used to do," and like it's like a cutaway, like in Family Guy, where he talks about the Joker. It's the Joker. The Joker killed the League of Assassins apparently, and he's the rich guy in Gotham. It's the Joker. It's fine.
But you're forgetting the most important thing about this new Joker.
he doesn't laugh.
He's rich.
He doesn't laugh. He's rich and he doesn't laugh.
Yeah,
That's why
they
they
call
call
him the
him
Joker
the
'cause he
Joker.
doesn't laugh. But you also, Alfred's like main target is the Joker.
Yeah.
Like throughout the book, he's lamenting. He's like, "Oh, I should be chasing him. I should be chasing this guy down.
I'd be chasing that guy.
I'm
Yeah.
going after this
This guy,
stupid
but-
bat guy. Ah."
It's interesting.
Yeah,
I
and
should be
Yeah,
done.
very-
Joker doesn't laugh and also killed the League of Assassins.
yeah.
So that only means one thing, that either he worked with the League or like, I'm gonna be honest, what if he like just sent like Rachel Gold just like a laughing bomb? He just did that.
I think
that'd be
I think
awesome.
the implication is that like the Joker went on the path.
Trained with the League and killed all of them.
I-
But I think my idea is funnier.
Well, I think the
Yeah.
implication is the Joker is going on the path that Batman, quote unquote. took.
Ah.
Yeah,
Mm.
and that's why he
That's-
has like the
yeah.
wealth and like has been all over the world. Even though in the main DC universe, Batman never like worked with League of Assassins. That's just like a Nolan thing. But I think that's like, the
Yeah,
implication it's supposed to
they-
be.
Yeah.
It's like what's flipped about it. Besides, Batman's poor and has a Baron alive, and also the Joker's
And he never worked outside the city. Also, some other things too we didn't really mention. But he has no cape. He has these big little bat claws.
The
Like,
wing,
they're
they're like
so
wing,
cool.
they're like claws, and also like they're like glide. He has like glider. wings.
Gliders. He doesn't have the gauntlet. It's like rope, right? I think he used like climb walls. It's like rope, right? You know
Yeah.
what I mean? So like climb
Yeah.
walls. It's like
He can impale people
Yeah,
with those little
he doesn't have the gadgets, so he has to like
yeah.
use-
And I think he
Oh,
can
we
also
gotta talk. We gotta
voice
talk about
that.
we gotta talk about like the biggest point of contention regarding the absolute Batman's suit, which is the emblem
Oh
symbol.
my god.
So
I-
look, I'm gonna say this about the symbol, and like this is gonna be the end all be all. It's trying to do Dark Knight Returns. That's it. Yeah, that's
It's hard.
fine.
Yeah.
It's trying to be
Cool.
done.
But here's the reason why it looks like that though is because he can
It's a
take it
weapon.
off and it turns into an axe.
It's so cool.
And that's
It's like a
raw.
literal
That's
act.
cool.
Yeah.
See, and like, I really do feel like it's just like it being something new. And honestly, they definitely did that on purpose because you would
It's,
think
like I said,
people would
it's
just
a-
initially just like doubted it and called it bad because of the bad
It's a Frank
symbol.
Miller homage. I really think so. I really do
Yeah.
think so.
It's
There's
a
no-
Frank Miller homage. Yeah, and turned into a weapon.
I'll be like a devil's advocate here. I can see why some people didn't like it at first, but it's one of those designs that the more you see it, the more it grows on
I
you.
also can
It's
see
a
why
very-
people
it's
didn't
a-
like
it's
it, but
a-
here's my rebuttal: those people are dumb and stupid, and they
But
don't.
yeah,
have
it's
taste.
a very bulky symbol, but like we've had that before. It was like Dark Knight
Yeah.
Returns. That's what I'm saying. It's like it's a homage to it. I get it. If you don't like it, but it's an axe. So like,
Mhm.
I don't care. I don't want to hear your opinion. It's cool.
What's your all's overall thoughts on like the first issue of Absolute Batman?
It's really good.
Pretty good. Fun thing to jump
It's
into.
a good introduction to
A great introduction.
And
Phenomenal.
because like we
introduction,
already
really fun.
we already all know who like Batman is, so it's like
Yeah.
it's hard to like do like a good like introduction, but like this,
Everyone
it
and
does
their
like,
mother knows who Batman is, but this is a pretty
like
just
reading
does the
it, it's like
setup
it's
of
a
the
it's a good
particular
reintroduction.
universe.
It's a good reintroduction to like
Yeah.
to
now.
show us that how different this new take on the character is.
So issue 2, see a bit of more things happen. You see, oh man, it's a lot. It's so cool. You see Bruce interact with his friends, which man, it's so
No,
cool.
I feel like no. I feel like it's bad. Let's talk about how he's like attacking like the party animals, right? Like he's like
Oh
in a
yeah,
he's like in I think he's like in an aquarium.
yeah.
Yeah.
He's in an aquarium fighting party animals, and he throws this little pellet, and he's like the pellet turns saltwater into hydrochloric acid.
And
Which
he's like
is that a real?
burning all.
Is that just like a real thing?
Nah, yeah, I'm pretty sure that's like a thing that you can do.
Because like
Yeah.
I know salt water. You can it's like terrifying if you mix with anything because salt water.
It's
But I
really-
didn't know you could turn to hydrochloric acid. You even see one guy say, my shoe was gone. You're telling me this man's foot might have melted into his shoe? Man,
Roasted away.
it's pretty brutal.
It's really in like I said, it's in reinforcing that like nothing can stop the Batman. Like
Also, this is Scott
idea
Snyder
to the
Batman
villains.
because he's mixing chemicals with something and throwing into something else, and he talks about it.
Yeah, that's the most this book feels like.
Scott Snyder.
Like Snyder's like
Yeah.
Batman.
Scott Snyder Batman's like, I'm gonna mix these chemicals. That makes blah blah blah, and then it's this highly explosive thing that I found. Like it's fine. I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also another cool detail is that he has like he doesn't have a bat cave, but he has like multiple like caves that he goes into. Like he travel around the city like fast, and they form the shape of a bat.
Yeah.
It's
like
fun.
Bombay said, he really is committed to like the being Batman.
But also, like I said, he's the Batman of Gotham. You know what I mean? He loves Gotham. Everything around him associated is just his love for Gotham.
Undoubtedly, he's like 2 steps ahead of anybody that tries to go against him, which is why he definitely doesn't. I feel like he knows what like Alfred is doing, but he's just choosing not to.
Yeah, not interfere.
Yeah,
antagonize
it's
him.
definitely this issue is definitely a lot like lower energy than the first one because it's a lot more like there's a lot more character stuff in it than like big like action
Yeah.
pieces.
Also, seeing Oz immediately assume that that Batman was blaming him for something was so fucking funny. Like,
Yeah.
bro, you guilty as fuck all the time.
Yeah,
you
that's
don't
something that's like kind of established in the first issue. That Oz is the only one in like the friend group that has like any criminal background. So it's kind of like interesting to see that kind of like fold over a little bit in issue 2, just like a neat little way,
Yeah.
It's so funny seeing like all his little friends wearing like the little decals, like signifying what they're supposed to be.
Yeah.
It's just like, girl, you ain't slick. We know we know you the Joker. We know you're supposed to be the Riddler, bro.
I also want to
no,
say I love the
Yeah, no, they got Edward wearing like a Riddler, like a question mark chain.
It reminds me of that one Batman episode. It also reminds me of Batman does.
Which friend do y'all think is like the closest to Bruce? That'll be the hardest to watch. Eventually turn into what they are.
Harvey.
Probably
is
Harvey,
the-
but also too, it's only issue 2, so we have zero clue who he's like the closest with.
I think.
I think
Yeah,
honestly,
that's what I'm saying.
I mean, honestly, it's probably all of them because they were
Yeah, they're all
there
they're
with him. They were all there with him that day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder if
I will
like,
say this, something else I love about the little card game. If you didn't notice, I love this characterization with Bruce. He didn't talk to any of them. He was just listening to them. You know what I mean? Like he wasn't really like interacting. Like I said, a big part of Batman, is getting intel. So he's getting intel from his friends. He's just like, he also kind of makes Riddler the guy in the chair. You know what I mean? Like he gives him the black mask tech, and he's like, you know what this does? And he's like, I could probably mess with it. So I guess Riddler's like kind of the new Oracle for a little bit until he turns evil. It's gonna
Will
happen.
they turn evil, or will this be what they?
I honestly don't even know if any of them are going to turn evil, to be honest.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Nick?
I think, like, especially with Waylon Jones, I feel like they're gonna do something where some of them will possibly be anti-heroes, and some will actually help them. Maybe one will turn into a villain, but I don't see Waylon Jones turning evil.
And to
at
go back
least.
to the question of like who's the most like who's the closest with Bruce, I think the mere fact that we see Wayland first as like he's like the connective tissue to show that like who's Bruce's like childhood friends are and how they're all his old like rogues gallery and all that. I have a feeling that we're gonna see a lot more of Waylon Jones than the others. I'm gonna see more of Killer Croc, and I think that's gonna be like his
No.
best friend. But that's just like
Yeah.
me guessing from the first issue.
Like I said, Bruce, you don't really see him interact with his friend. He kind of just like lets them talk about their lives, and he gets info from that, which is just like a Batman thing. I just think that's interesting.
Yeah.
We also see Harvey too. I think didn't they say that Harvey was a
They call him. They say he pushes papers for the DA, so he works in the district attorney's office, but he's not the DA.
Yeah, he's working up there.
They call him Two-Face too, high little tongue in cheek.
Yeah, they need to keep vials of acid and gangsters away from him.
Oh, and people named and women named Rachel.
Well, yeah,
Same
women
women
named
named Rachel.
Especially
If he gets
Rachel?
if he gets like any love interest, that'll be fine as long as they're not named Rachel. That's what seals the deal.
Yeah,
Or Selena.
Oh yeah, Selena isn't there at the little talk too.
But we see her at the end in a flashback.
Yeah, we see her in a flashback at the end, which that's the next issue. We also see some other things.
So yeah, he breaks into I'm not sure. I don't think they specify like what it is, but like he breaks into a tower and like he blows it up. He blows up like a tower full of like party animals and like it forms it like the shape of a
of his face
of his cowl.
Yeah, the bat cowl, which it's cool, and like don't get me wrong, it's hard, just not Dark Knight, you know. We're getting there. It's good. It's hard. It's great, but just don't get me wrong. I'm not hating. It's fucking hard. That's great.
Yeah.
It's great. And we got the new Batmobile.
It's a Mad Max
truck.
It's a repurposed dump truck.
I think that makes, to be honest, I think that makes a lot of sense for Batman. I mean, the Tumbler.
The reveal of it is also amazing because like he jumps down after blowing up the blowing the building up with the party animals, and Alfred's like, "Hey, yo, I can help you. Don't attack me. I can help you." And he just
fucking smacks him in the face.
No, I don't even think he smacks him in the face. I think
he doesn't smack him in the. He doesn't. He's like, I have a car. We need to get some wheels. I have a car, unless you got one. And Batman's like, yeah, you're standing.
Yeah.
That's hard.
And he gets knocked over.
He put that big ass truck in that building.
He's Batman.
He plans. This
He
one.
knew whatever the fuck. He knew whatever the fuck he wanted.
Listen, I have a feeling his first arc, we're just gonna see Bruce doing cool shit, and like he's not gonna have like that much like conflict really. But after that, I'm hoping after that initial arc, it starts ramping up a little, you know?
Yeah, because I don't know if maybe I don't know what's going on with party animals right now, but they do kind of seem like volume 1 sort of villains, I guess. It's the real meat and potatoes.
Something that else I would like to know that we haven't really like talked about specifically. One of the neat things with the Absolute Universe and the Ultimate Universe is that like a lot of like these new repurposed like ideas has like progressive like ideals embedded into them and like reworkings that look more contemporary. Something I find very interesting is that like the main antagonist of the Absolute Batman is like very much crimes of like of like a new world, you know, like our generation. Like he's no longer worrying about crimes like robberies or like
they're just attacking people for the fun of it.
Like the inciting incident in Bruce's life to make him become Batman is not like getting his parents getting gunned down an alley. It's a mass shooting, and like and like the villains of like the party animals play into like that thing. Like all their crimes are like mass shooting. Like
they're mass shooting, public events, causing as much chaos as possible. There is no really meaning to the violence. I didn't even think about it. That actually makes a lot of sense. Yeah, because like in the original Batman, story, Crime Alley, they just get shot in the, you know what I mean? It's just like a random.
It's also an interesting way to like. Sorry, go ahead.
No. I'm just going off what you said. I just think that's a really cool way to reinterpret. Like you said, like it's a modern way to approach his Batman's origin. You know what I mean? Like I said, it's a massacre. You know what I mean? It's an actual shooting.
Yes, and
instead of just like I said, just like a random event of crime. You know?
Yeah, it's also an interesting way to repurpose like Batman's hatred of guns.
Yeah,
that's true.
If the thing that caused his father to die is like a mass shooting, in the
That
gun.
could have been prevented.
That could be
Yeah.
prevented. It makes a lot of sense for why he hates guns in the same way like being gunned down in Crime Alley.
It just makes it more. It gives it's like more powerful. It just like it gives like a more.
It's modernized.
It gives it more weight to a modern audience because
Yeah, like I
It's
said, like
modernized, but again, it also hurts because you know.
hopefully not. Hopefully not. I pray to God not that one of you are with your kid and your wife and you're in a straight alley and you get shot. I hope that doesn't happen.
Thomas
I
Wayne.
hope that doesn't happen either.
I hope that doesn't happen to any of you and your wife, and that leaves your one kid traumatized.
Yeah, at the very least, in the current landscape of America,
But-
that's a lot less likely to happen than a mass
that's a
shooting.
fear. Yeah, I'm imagining something that we're most likely gonna deal with more. That's such a. I didn't even really think about it like that. Like it is a modern retelling of, what happened.
A little bit of a personal question, but have you all ever been
Y'all ever been in a mass shooting?
Have you ever been in a situation where you thought that was gonna happen?
Right, that is like a wild question to ask. That's just you completely just fucking torpedoing the mood.
Because I've personally been in like a scenario like, oh man, there's a chance like my school's gonna get shot today.
4 or
oh, well.
5.
Ryan, we're black.
I feel like everybody has dealt with that. I think
4 or 5.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's like 5 or 4. But yeah, no, that is a
very scary stuff. Yeah.
I do. I also do want to, since it is Scott Snyder, and I know Scott Snyder loves talking about like cities and commentary about cities and like architecture. That's gonna be a big thing in this also, I assume. You know what I mean? Talk about the city as a character and how it's either like or becoming worse.
He's currently his current job is an architect. I can't remember.
He's great. Yeah, Batman also is an architect because Scott Snyder loves architects.
He's been how he trains. He's been jumping job to job. I think we did mention that, but we didn't mention he's currently working as an architect. That's why he has a dump truck.
Yeah.
I really do adore like Batman having all these like little bases set up all around the
all these like little trades.
Having all these little trades. He's a made man.
He's more intertwined into the community of Gotham itself, which is
Yeah, he's more. No, bingo. You said it right there. He's more intertwined with the community, despite not being
and not just as Batman, but as Bruce Wayne too.
As Bruce Wayne,
That's why I say.
Like I said, I
feel like he has that like understanding that Batman should be a symbol of hope and not vengeance because he still has Martha.
Before we move to the next one, I just want to like last on here because this is my speculation. Like I said, I do. Despite everyone saying this Batman's super dark and super scary, I do think this Batman is a big sweetheart. He still has a mom. You know, he's just acting out a bit. I do think that if he does lose her, we're gonna see a completely different Batman.
He's gonna be a one crash out.
Batman,
just a little emo.
He's still somewhat hopeful, I would say. Like he's like violent.
Right.
Like you tell Avenue, like
you saying that this made me like. I asked this before, like not in the podcast, but before. Like I feel like when it comes to Bruce Wayne, it has a little bit of the idea of like Pattinson's Bruce Wayne.
Yeah, I can see that.
Definitely, like I said, he's still like fun. He's still like a young, hot-headed. But like I said, I do think at the end of the day, he's not like he's just acting out. Like I said, I think he even says in the book that like I am violent, but I'm just doing it for like a show. I gotta show him I'm not. I mean business.
Yeah. Something I will note to like go on like the Pattinson like parallel in issue 2. It does mention that he's kind of like hiding out from like all his loved ones though. Like it mentions that he's not even seen Martha anymore really. In like the poker game in issue 2, it's like the first time he's kind of like seeing
his friends in years. Yeah.
Is it years? I thought it was like.
Yeah, I think it's been like a month.
It's been a while. Yeah,
it's been a while. But like
it's been a while. Yeah.
But at one point, Batman, he had family, had friends, and he's starting to kind of lose that with Batman because Batman's an all-consuming kind of thing. I don't think they say when is he been Batman for how long. They don't say this.
I don't think they've said yet. But
I
think we can come to the conclusion that he's been Batman
very early
for like at least like a few months.
Yeah,
a few months. Yeah,
we can convert that by like his age. He's 24. And like,
I think it's been how long the party animals have like existed for the most part.
Usually comes the Batman in Canada at like 23 or 24, so probably like a year. Been Batman for at least like a year, a couple of months.
We talked a lot about Snyder, on the book, but Nick Dragota. Oh my
Yeah,
god.
beautiful art.
It's
Great.
beautiful. I don't know. I don't know who the colorist is off the top of my head.
No, Frank Martin is the colorist. Yeah.
Frank Martin. Okay, but yeah, Nick Dragotta does does the pencil works. Honestly, probably the best work of his career. I loved it. Like
Yeah.
I've read East to West. I think it's the name of the Hickman book.
Oh.
He's really great on that. But that first issue is probably like his best work, and Frank Martin makes it all come together. Oh my gosh, it's such a beautiful book. It's probably in terms of like art, it's probably my favorite of the absolute bunch. Altogether, I'm not sure. I'm not sure.
Definitely.
In terms of
Yeah,
like
it's
a
great.
full,
The art.
full
I love
in terms of like a full comic, I'm not entirely sure yet. But in terms of just art, it is my favorite. It's so good.
something I've always loved. Which if viewers know this quote, I love how people draw. I love how people draw people seeing Batman walk into a room. You know, because there's a lot you can do with that. And there's that one part where I think like all the skulls, he cuts with one guy's hand off. He says, "Get out," and they look at him. He says, "Now," and they look at him again, and they all run. But like their eyes are sunken, and like the skulls, there is fear. You can see the fear in their eyes, and it's just such a great shot. It's such a great shot. They do it again. You know what I'm talking about? Where he says like, "Get out," and they just look at him. But yeah, no. Anytime you have someone drawing Batman enter a room or do something crazy,
you're a bad artist if you can't come up with something good.
Yeah.
I think is the absolute universe supposed to be all tied in? This is more of a general question because I feel like with like the plots of each superhero story right now, they're kind of like doing their own thing right now.
Yeah, they're all supposed to be in the same world.
Yeah.
I forgot. I was gonna mention this, but I kind of like just forgot. In terms of it being like the first issue in this new universe, I was expecting it to play more into the DC all-in one-shot just a tad bit. It doesn't really do that, so it's. Because like with Ultimate Spider-Man, it ties like right into like Ultimate Invasion and like the Ultimate Universe one-shot pretty closely. And I get like since it's Batman, it doesn't really make sense for him to tie in the dark side necessarily. But I was expecting like more of an answer like how Darkseid operates in this world, or if he's just like.
I think it's like it's a little more slow
down the line.
Yeah.
It does seem like.
And there is like a possibility you might get a little bit of it like in the mainline stuff too.
Yeah. And like I don't know. Because like the thing with DC All In is co-wrote by Scott Snyder and Joshua Williamson. And since Absolute Batman's written by Scott Snyder, I was kind of like wondering if it's going to show how connected it is, or like show like a little bit more connected tissue. I understand that it's not why it's not, but I don't know. It's something I was like a little surprised about, and kind of makes me wonder like, do we really need the DC all in one shot? Right now, I don't know. But,
well, yeah,
I mean, we do, but like
to drive up reader interest, obviously.
Yeah, I feel like you could drive up reader interest without the one shot though. If you just like, oh, it's a new Batman and everything's all different. I feel like
that's.
If you can just attach Snyder's name to it.
You don't fucking know what's good for DC. You're not Jim Lee Ryan, so you should shut up.
True.
Can I go back to
how dare you?
Jim Lee fucking knows more than you.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not even saying it's like a bad decision. I was just expecting it to play a little closer to the one shot.
Yeah. No, I feel you. Yeah. Absolute Batman, 2 issues in, really good.
Pretty good.
Excited to see where the book goes from here. But now it's time to move on to the next book.
Yeah. That was
which is Absolute Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
Written by Kelly Thompson and with art by Hayden Sherman.
And colors by Jolie
Belair. Yeah.
You see, I actually have copies of Absolute Superman and Wonder Woman on me, so like I have them like in my lap right now, so I can actually just look at them.
Hooray!
Okay, so we start out in the setting of Gate City.
Gateway City, yeah.
A big upside pyramid is just floating in the sky. The news is covering it, and a bunch of like hellspawn just crawl out of it, and they start like marching on the people in Gateway City. Yeah. So
there's a bunch of not parademons, they're just regular demons. I'm pretty sure.
Bunch of demons coming out of the pyramid, and people are getting eaten or whatever. I'm like, whatever. And then like a warrior woman with a big sword on a skeleton
Big fucking
Pegasus
sword.
comes in and starts like
Oh.
chopping
Slicing
Like,
up the
Oh.
demons.
chopping up the demons, and like the news coverage like, who is she? What is this? What is he doing? And then like she jumps on the ground,
And
takes off
where's
her mask.
Themyscira?
Yeah, where's where's
And yeah, no,
Themyscira?
so,
Wonder Woman's
and so
home.
there's like a little bit of narration about giving us background, and they say, oh, she was a princess and she grew up in hell,
Yeah.
and so then we go to the Isle of Hell where Cersei is being
Cersei.
held prisoner.
Cersei, Wonder Woman's arch nemesis, and she's just kind of like playing with mud in hell, and then Apollo's like, hey, here's a baby.
You want this baby?
Here's a baby. You're getting a baby.
It's your
I don't care.
baby.
I don't care if you want the baby. The Amazons are all like imprisoned or dead or something. Who cares? Anyway, you can't say the word Amazon anymore. Bye.
Okay, bye. Cersei asks, well, this is hell, so like what happens if the baby dies? And then
Apollo's like, I don't care.
I was like, I don't fucking care.
Yeah,
Just fucking
So then-
take
whatever.
care of it.
Do whatever,
So then
baby.
Cersei takes the baby and lets the baby meet a snake, and the baby kills the snake. So then she's like, oh well, I guess I'll keep you.
This is a
It's-
cool
it's-
little
okay.
baby.
Honestly, it's funnier than her just like killing the snake. She just grabs the snake and just throws it. You don't even see what
She
happens.
just grabs it and throws it, and then she's just like, oh, I guess I'll keep you.
And
then.
Cersei's
Okay,
like, oh, that's
making
cool.
not-
Cersei's like, oh, that's cool as
And
hell.
she's like making baby noises the whole time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we see like Diana, who is the baby, in case it wasn't clear, grow up in hell, and her like intuitive like compassion that like the main
Yeah,
Wonder
still
Woman has
bleed out.
is still there, and it changes Cersei for the better. Like raising Diana
Yeah.
made Cersei a better person. We just see her throughout her
Yeah.
life, and she's like reading books, and Cersei's a sorceress, so she's teaching Diana all these
Yeah.
spells and whatnot.
Cersei genuinely kid is like her own. It's really sweet.
No, yeah, like she learns to love Diana like it's her own kid. Yeah, specifically, there's a narration from Cersei: raising a child is how you fall in love, but letting him go is how you prove your love. So she grows.
Yeah.
She grows to adulthood, and Diana has been reading these books, and she sees a word that she doesn't recognize, and she asks Cersei, like, "Mom, well, I gotta ask you about this word. I've been thinking about this word forever. Like, it just can't come out of my mind. I just don't know what it is. I'm afraid." And she's like, "Oh, Diana, that's what you are. You just say the word. Say the word, Diana." And she
Say the word.
And she says Amazon. And then like Cersei's like, what does that mean, Mom? What does it mean? It's like, that's simply what you are, Diana. You are. And then like she tries to say Amazon, and she's like all scrabbled up because she got cursed not to be able to say it.
Before Wonder Woman says it, it's like the word Amazon is like said throughout the book, but it's like censored. It's like jumbled.
Yeah, it's like
really, like
Yeah, specifically
literally
when
removed.
Cersei says it.
only when Cersei, but it's almost like it's been like removed from history. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
it's
they're
just
yeah.
erasing like the Amazons from existence.
yeah, they never
One can
How
argue
dare
that
they
they're-
protect the earth?
Yeah, one can
That's
argue that
some-
they're like genociding the Amazons.
Yeah.
I wonder if that's a commentary on the real life Amazon.
Or something a little more contemporary. I don't know.
yeah. Something else. I don't know.
Something that starts with a P. Anyway.
Yeah, and also just to add on to before that, Wonder Woman is like Pegasus. He's like skeleton horse. Get the perimeter. She's talking with like a soldier, and he's like, "You evacuate all the citizens. I'm gonna fight this big ass demon creature."
I'm gonna fight this
And
big
she's like,
demon.
What are you doing here? Get out of here! You're not allowed to be here. I'm protecting this world."
Yeah.
And he's like, I'm gonna fucking. But then the demon's like, nuh-uh. But then Diana's like, yeah, huh? And then she starts, whoosh, woo, just swinging her big sword, using the skeleton horse, and
He also has a
fuck up
giant
the demon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Throughout like her origin is interplaced with like the modern day of her fighting like these demons and the big demon. I didn't mention
Yeah.
that. I was trying to get through like the origin and whatnot.
Yeah.
But like Cersei says that's what you are. What does that mean? And Cersei's like, the gods took this from you. They don't want me to know I'm an Amazon. They took me from them and tried to stop me from knowing who I am. Why? Because the Amazons had a job to do, is to protect the world. But I'm guessing the gods do not want the world protected. They want it to die.
I do want to preface this, which I don't know if we've seen, but like Darkseid fought somebody to conquer this world, right? You know what I mean? There's someone.
Yeah.
I'm not saying there was someone defending the world, but you know what I mean, like Amazonians, Atlanteans. Someone like probably tried to stop him and like died. You know what I mean?
I don't know because like I think the implication is that like the world has had nothing before Darkseid like started.
That's what I'm thinking, but I'm thinking like it could be like both. You know what I mean? Like I'm thinking like at least a couple Amazons might try to stop him, like Atlanteans, and probably died because of it. Also, that too, we don't see any Atlanteans, and there's no Atlanteans mentioned this whole
Yeah,
universe.
we're not getting an
just yet.
absolute Aquaman. Seems like because we don't.
Sorry, Aquaman fans. Guess you're gonna have to wait.
All 10 of
Aquaman's
you.
barely like a main book. What are you saying, Bumbuck?
All 10 of the Aquaman fans. Sorry to
You'd be
disappoint you.
surprised.
There's
Bumbuck.
wait, don't be that fucking.
Yeah, don't be that guy.
Woman.
Bumba, also, Bumba, you know something really funny about the whole like Aquaman talking to fish? He had a cartoon before all that. You know, Aquaman was pretty popular. Like I'm just saying.
Aquaman's
Yeah,
also the
but,
highest.
Before all the
don't
jokes.
be
Aquaman's
before the
also the
joke.
highest grossing like DC movie, which is so funny.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true. But yeah, no, Aquaman's always been someone. Yeah, you can make the jokes about him, but he does make money.
Yeah.
Aqu-
Unlike someone here.
yeah,
He does fuck fish though. I do think that.
Yeah, tried.
That true. Tribe's broke. Cersei tells her to say the name over and over again. What are you? Amazon. I'm an Amazon. Say it
Amazon.
again. Amazon. Amazon.
I'm
Amazon.
ugly and I'm proud. I'm ugly and I'm proud.
Yeah, and like, and then we get back to the present day. Diana is fighting the big demon. And she's getting tossed around a little bit, and then she composes herself, and we're getting interspliced with her saying the word Amazon and Amazon again in the past, and then in the present day she says Amazon. Diana pulls out her lasso and says, "For I am Diana Themyscira, last of the Amazons, daughter of Cersei, princess of Hell, witch of the Wild Isle, and you will not have the world while I still draw breath." And then the issue ends.
That's hard.
It's a hard line.
Mhm.
But yeah,
So what do you think fundamentally of Wonder Woman's characterization?
I love it actually. I think
I love
Yeah,
it,
it's really good.
I think
Yeah.
Absolute Wonder Woman is probably my favorite like first issue of the bunch.
Yeah.
Huh. It's
Um,
good.
No, for sure. Maybe. Yeah.
Yeah,
She still has that like big heart to her. You know what I mean? You can
Yeah.
still tell that
Kelly
she's still.
Thompson knows that like what matters about Wonder Woman is her compassion.
Is her heart, her
Yeah.
love, and compassion.
Yeah,
Her love
she
and
knows
compassion.
that.
And like I said, I do think we're gonna have some interesting changes about like what she loves. I'm not saying like everything's bad, but like she was born in hell. You know,
Yeah.
What we think is like compassionate or good down there might not look the best, but to her it's like her home. You know.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
to be fair, it seemed like she was kind of relegated only to her mother.
Yeah.
It does. Yeah, and honestly,
It does. Yeah.
Even though like Cersei changed because of Diana, it seems like the creatures on the Isle changed because of Diana as well. So to be honest, I don't think she's that like corrupted from being.
Yeah, I'm
hell.
thinking she has
Yeah.
some interactions with hell. I'm not saying like she didn't have
There's
like
like because there's like a part in the book where like like she goes up to like a little like lizard and like it breathes fire on her and like he just picks it up and just like hits it and like tells like
Yeah.
wags her finger at the lizard and like he like stops.
And then she kisses it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I said, I think she did mess with all those creatures down. Like I'm I guess she's probably like a big animal lover.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty sweet. Someone like
Honestly,
that.
I have a feeling that like the Isle was changed more so because of Diana than like hell changing Diana. To be honest, like I think all like the changes to.
That's what I'm saying. I'm more just
Hmm.
referring to like just like I'm just probably the people down that she's met and interacted with,
Mhm.
and like it's sort of like apocalypse. You know what I mean? Their
Mhm.
culture is probably very different from ours, but
Yeah.
to her that's like home, compassion,
Yeah.
love. That's
Mhm.
everything she hoped for.
Like I think what
Yeah.
changed about her
Live in
more
hell.
so is like how she operates. Like she's more witchy because she's raised by Cersei and been in hell.
Yeah,
The lasso's
yeah.
not gold; it's red, so it may not be a lasso
Red.
of truth. I don't know what.
She's fun. It's the lasso of being angry.
angry
Of
ass
anger.
lasso.
What if it is still the lasso of truth, but what if that truth is like more like anger? Because what makes change? Anger.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So what if it's more? It still is like truthful, but you know what I mean. It's like more like rageful truth.
I wonder if
I would
it's,
assume.
I wonder if it's gonna be similar to like Dead Earth, where Wonder Woman's gonna battle like feelings of anger and compassion, and trying to figure out like which one is gonna win in the end. something like that. You know.
I'm also thinking that too. Do you think we're gonna get like a morally complex Wonder Woman where she might, kill things? I don't know.
She kills demons.
She kills demons, but I'm talking about like people, like a
I
Maxwell
have
Lord.
a
You think she's
feeling
gonna?
she won't kill people.
I'm thinking so
Aw,
too. But like, you know what I mean? You're saying the whole Dead Earth thing. I was feeling like we're gonna get like a whole thing where it's gonna be like more complex issues. Like, oh, I might have to kill this guy, but I can't because I'm compassionate.
Sorry, Steven, we're gonna have to kill this guy.
We're gonna kill this guy, Steve.
I have a feeling it's not ever going to be humans.
Probably.
Yeah.
But that'd
Yeah.
be cool.
I feel like there may be some if the anger thing's actually like a way they're going down. I'm not entirely sure that's what they're doing. That's just me speculating.
So where's Steve?
Kelly Thompson said that like her supporting cast is going to get revealed as the book goes on, and I think Steve is going to be introduced in either next issue or issue 3.
Or the issue. Yeah.
Etta
Yeah.
Candy, I remember specifically, is going to be introduced in issue 4.
Okay.
And something, and it's also like, it's a lot lighter on like story stuff than like the first issue of Absolute Batman, because Absolute Batman's like really dense. I feel like dense is the right word to use, right?
Yeah.
Pretty much. Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's a lot more. It's like you see like Diana fight and like interspersed the fight is like her origin. It's very
Most of the story is
it
through
gets-
flashbacks.
it gets straight to the point. Yeah.
Part of me kind of wishes that we see like the end of the fight. And
We're gonna get. I think we're gonna
I'm
get more of
curious,
that.
like what how issue 2 is gonna go. But yeah, to me, I think Absolute Wonder Woman. Well, Absolute.
This is your
Wonder
favorite one?
It was, I already mentioned it's my favorite one. I think Absolute Wonder Woman is also like the one that plays with like progressive like ideas the best.
Yeah.
Cause,
I agree.
Oh man, Blade starting to show his
Blaze
methods.
Agree.
is God. Shut alert.
Agree to disagree, because I think the other one that does it better is Superman.
Cause like I like the ideas of your full potential being suppressed by like a masculine group, like ultra masculine groups of, like
I get that.
of like untouchable corporate gods, whatever you want to call them. And not being able to live to your full feminine potential. I kind of it's a very interesting idea. Also,
That's a good way to put. That's a good way to put it, Bumbug.
yeah, that's a good way to put it.
Yeah.
And also like the idea of like the idea of like the rulers of this world destroying like a whole like ethnic group because like they didn't like what they were doing.
Yeah.
I feel like I said, also feels very contemporary.
It's a lot more in like the like stuff that's happening in like the backstory and stuff versus like what's happening more in the current like happenings of the story.
I wouldn't say
I think
that,
it's
'cause I feel like the whole like flashback is like is about that though. I don't know.
I don't know.
I see what you mean though, Ryan.
Like
I
like
see
a
what you
racing
mean, but I still think Superman.
like a
I still
ra-
think I do agree with Bumba. It was more in the background, but I do get what you mean.
I mean, the whole thing is about like racing, like a history of like a group of people, so that like whoever's left can't like fight back.
Yeah.
Like that's the whole flashback.
Yeah.
To me, that doesn't feel like a background thing. I feel like honestly, that's like the crux of it.
Right.
Yeah.
I'll talk more about
I feel like once we see her fight more like enemies that like have caused her like past to be the way it is, we'll see that more brought into the story versus her just fighting the big ass demon.
Yeah.
Also, that
Yeah.
I'm guessing Hades gonna be the main villain to this.
Maybe like I think the whole pantheon, but I think we may get Hades first.
Can we move to Absolute Superman?
You said pretty much all we've had to say.
Yeah,
about
we got-
Absolute
yeah.
Woman. Good book. Also excited to see where it goes.
Great art, cool sword. Want to see her kill people?
I'm just very happy that the Superman's Brazilian.
You spoiled it. You spoiled it.
No,
Now we
no,
can't
it's
talk
fine.
about it no more.
So, like I
Bumba.
said in the beginning, when Darkseid made this world, hope needs to burn is brighter than ever. And in this universe, we also have a Superman. But things are so much more different. I think this is actually really cool. Like I said, through what we told you about Batman and Wonder Woman, they're still those core characters. Superman is the champion of the oppressed, which is an old saying for Superman. Superman used to be called that. That was the old saying for Superman. I'm not even joking. Superman champion the oppressed. Look it up. We're going back to that, baby.
Mhm.
Can't even fly, I think.
In Brazil.
Yeah, if you guys don't remember,
Brazil.
for the longest, Superman
Like,
couldn't fly.
can't
He
come
could
to
jump.
Brazil.
Superman couldn't fly. He could just jump really high in the air. That was the thing. So I think we're going back to that. But yeah, this universe, Superman doesn't have the Kents. He didn't have that loving family. Superman was raised with the his family, the House of L.
The House of L, yeah.
Yeah,
The House of
Superman
L. He
wasn't
grew up
raised
with,
by the Kents, his loving family. Instead, he was raised by his other loving family.
He's raised by another living family,
He
and they're
has
also
history on Krypton.
and the Kryptonian and the House of L is a symbol. Well, not only they're not scientists, they're workers, struggling class workers who work as
Okay.
engineers, engines, and also something else I also love it like is that Darkseid's a hater. Darkseid fucking hates Superman so much so that he took the symbol of Superman and made the working
Turn it
class
into the
symbol.
working class. It turned into symbol for like the working class, for the
Janitors,
janitors and the
literal
plumbers. And shit.
janitors on Krypton rock the Superman symbol. Darkseid's such a big hater. I love this guy. But the Superman symbol pretty much means nothing in this universe, or at least to most.
They explain in the book that like having the symbol means like you're the lowest of the low of the cat. Like,
Yeah.
it's like Krypton works on like a caste system. So like,
Finally, something
you're
you can
born-
relate to, Tribe.
what the fuck? What's your problem?
So in this, also, I forgot to mention, Superman, yeah, he grew up on Krypton.
Krypton, yeah.
Also, in this, the one too, I want to say Krypton's, yeah, sadly, they're always finite resources. But I think Kryptonite is more like it's not a result of it, it's just like a natural resource, I think, right? Instead of it being like a result. Because usually in the books, Krypton's like a result of like them,
It
doing
being
too
blown
much to fucking the planet.
Yeah.
I think Kryptonite's like liquid and it's like acidic almost. You see a guy get hit with it and it just like
Burns him, yeah.
yeah, you're dead, man. You can't say shit.
He melts.
They
pretty
get
much.
Yeah,
melted.
he melts alive.
So like I was what I was trying to say earlier after someone fucking rudely interrupted me for no reason with a snide ass comment, is that that pretty much like they have a caste system in Krypton, and it's there, and like it's shown on your symbol like what system you're a part of and what symbol, and so that's what the S stands for. This is a really good moment. It's like, on the bottommost ruling of that ladder toiled the labor guild. My parents were people that wore it with pride. We were the people of steel, and I think that was just such a good
That's great.
Oh,
The
it's
people
so
of
good.
Steel, Man of Steel. Oh, we're doing. Oh, it's so cool.
Yeah.
We're doing all this all over again. It's great. To this version, like I said, his parents are both. I think like they're engineers.
Instead of Jor-El being a scientist, he's a miner.
He's a miner, and I think isn't his mom also is too, or she's like an engineer.
No, I think she's also.
She's
I think she's also she's a
The miner.
engineer
Okay.
too.
So they're both miners.
They've
He also has a developed relationship with them, and then we see Crypto too.
Are you sure she's a miner? Because she's like helping the one guy.
I think there might be. I think she might be an engineer. I think they make it clear.
She's
I don't think
helping
that's
out
how clear,
the
like, I
Dad
don't-
was
machine.
studying to be like a scientist, but then
I think
spoke
she's
out.
an engineer because she was like working on a ship. That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Working on something. Oh, we see Clark interact with his parents, and Crypto is also there, and they give him some words of advice about just how to live life.
Oh, and you know what? They also explained that like Jor-El, he was going to like become like one of like the high society members, but then like at his graduation speech, he condemned Krypton, like
He condemned Hamas.
Yes, he did that, but he also condemned the like Krypton draining like resources and like how recklessly draining their resources, and he was like got kicked out of his position and like the lead scientist, and like was like kicked down to like
became like a laughing stock.
Yeah,
and laughing stock. But the dark like ironic thing is that he was right, because he goes down into the mines and he finds out that like Krypton is starting to fall apart
and kryptonite's leaking.
Green
it's
liquid.
leaking everywhere.
It's
green liquid.
To put it's rotting.
Yeah.
It's rotting.
It's rotting from the inside.
It's slightly off topic, but it still happens in the book, so I just wanted to mention it. Jor-El is not the only one that like was on track to be like a high society in this world. Laura Vaughn wanted to be an astronaut, so she wrote an essay about interstellar exploration. She was labeled unruly and forbidden from ever applying to the Science Academy. She was 9 years old. She wanted to be an astronaut.
I think we should go. I think we should go to visit other planets and meet new people. No,
Fuck you!
no,
Our planet's dying.
no! You're gonna be a janitor now.
You're gonna be a
No.
janitor. Put on the S.
I think we should do something about climate change.
No.
You're gonna be in the mines now.
You're gonna go in the mines. You're gonna go play with the green rocks. My bad, green liquid now.
Let's talk about some of the Earth stuff though, because I feel like.
But yeah, so now we
Yeah.
finally see Superman land on Earth.
But we
And
don't
something
see
I wanna mention
we don't
is-
see Superman land on Earth.
We don't see him land on Earth, but we know
We see it. We see it in all. We see it in all. We see it in all.
He's in Brazil.
Oh, we
We
see
see
it
it
all.
all.
Yeah, we see it.
Land
Oh, we
on
see
Earth.
it. Yeah.
And something I want to preface that he doesn't have a cape just yet. It's no cape.
Mm.
But something
know,
else I want to mention, a couple other things. Number one, he does not have control of his powers. Completely shown. He doesn't. I don't even think he knows what he's really doing. Man of Steel sort of thing. You know what I mean? He doesn't really understand his strength. So the suit's kind of like holding him back a little bit. The suit's also like biomechanical, I guess.
Yeah,
Like
and he has like,
I like that it talks to him.
Yeah, it talks to him.
Yeah, it's the black suit.
It's
I love that
Jarvis.
suit. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, the suit talks to him, helps him calm down. It's pretty much is like, I guess his like Jor-El pretty much. Doesn't really have Jor-El, but like the
Yeah, it's just like a bot that just
Or
talks. to him.
Kallax. It's his Kallax suit.
Yeah. Body. He also, like I said, he can. It's a lot. It's so cool. There's one part like he uses his powers on a whole bunch of guys. He shoots one guy with a laser. I think like another one like super breath, and like one with, like a whole bunch of X-rays. Just gave like a guy cancer. Just like shot him with a whole bunch of
cancer. They gave him a cancer ray.
Superman, you gave me cancer.
He just shot with a whole bunch of X-rays, but
Oh my
Super-
god.
Superman is not.
I think I also want to bring up the fact you were talking earlier about how like Superman's supposed to be like the champion of the oppressed, and we get to see some of that when it like cuts to like the modern day, and it's a bunch of workers in a mine going down into it, and what's interesting is they have they're peacemakers guarding the mine, they're a bunch of people in peacemaker outfits because brand synergy.
I should rip the Band-Aid off because they don't really say it in some of these universes. But in Superman, Absolute Superman, we finally get a name for the government in DC, or it's like one of the major big governments. What is this called? Like Project Lazarus or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's, at least for now, I guess that's like the biggest. That's the government faction so far, at least we know of. Nothing else we know. All we know is that Peacemakers is like a soldier name, like a unit, I guess.
Also, I was gonna say earlier, I think it's kind of weird how like there's this whole like section of like the world that like is being like really under government control. While in America, it seems perfectly fine. But then I just realized, oh, this is like real life, how we treat other countries, and so it suddenly didn't seem so weird.
Yeah, we see Superman work with some of the workers and help them out.
The big thing is that they find out that they were like underneath like a really rich diamond like mine, but they found that there was like a large like deposit of asbestos. So
oh yeah,
so like they're like, hey, this is asbestos, and they're like, we don't care, keep digging. And so like the asbestos starts like raining down the town. They tried to leave like the town, but like they're oh, you're under contract, so you can't leave, and they had to be forced to like stay there by these peacemakers.
No, you
And
can't
what?
leave.
You can't leave with asbestos. Hell
You're supposed
no,
to mine our diamonds.
You got mine diamonds. You got fucking mine diamonds. You're not gonna get away from the asbestos. And
Also,
then
that's
so
kind of crazy. They like specifically said diamonds, like kind of like what's going on in the Congo and shit. But
yeah, it's very very topical. So they were just like, okay. So Lazarus was like, okay, we'll offer you, we'll offer you a shit ton of hazard pay if you go down into the mine. And they were like, okay, we'll go down into the mine and kill ourselves to get more money. But then they go down to the mine and they see that all of the diamonds have already been taken out.
yeah.
And you're like,
the
oh, what the
asbestos is
fuck?
gone.
Where did these diamonds come from? And then the peacemaker's like, what the fuck? You guys, there's no way you guys mined those diamonds that fast. we see, and so like they're like, oh, who is it? Who fucking mined these diamonds? And so they're like, they find out who it is.
It's like, oh, there's only one guy because they gather all the workers in one spot, and like,
They're-
there's only one
they're
guy
all
who's
up
not
in a
here.
ton- yeah, there's like one, and it's Kal-El. So they go to his house and like, get out of your fucking house. And then like he gets out, but then like he bursts out, right? And he's like, he's got the suit on, he's got the S, and he's like, oh,
I feel like calling it a house is a little bit of a.
it's a ramshackle shack, I think.
Yeah.
Shack is better.
Hey,
Yeah.
you know, just because it don't look like a traditional house, don't mean it's not a house, man. That's
Yeah,
how.
no, sorry, we can't all live in a mansion like you, Ryan. You fucking
Yeah,
privileged,
you fucking
you
bourgeois
privileged cracker,
shit.
you cracker.
I'm sorry. I was just trying to say that
It's
the
over
conditions
for
are not
you.
good.
It's over for you. And so, they're like, oh, we gotta fight him. And so he fights all the like peacemakers. But then like I forgot what's the robot called that's speaking to him. Does it have a name yet?
I don't know. Let's call it Calex.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Calex. And so it's like you fight him, and he's like, oh, you gotta like control you gotta control it. You gotta get out of here. He's like, yo,
Yeah.
it's my fault. The workers aren't changing because I mined all those diamonds. I was just trying to help. And he's like, you need to get out of here. And then like his powers just like.
Start freaking out.
And then like start freaking out. Like and it doesn't help either. Like a bunch of like drones are trying to like restrain him. But then like his eye beams just like go. Like laser eyes just go crazy, and like he like beams a guy with just pure radiation. We talked about that earlier, but yeah, it's like the guy just like turns blue. And, like, you
Yeah,
can
the
see
guy
it
you just
on the
you
page.
just like X-ray of the skeleton. That's all you see. You just like
Yeah.
an X-ray of the skeleton. It's like, oh yeah, you just shot with 1,000 of rays of cancer. But yeah, no, Superman still is the champion of the oppressed, and like it still is very good. I forgot what is the conversation he has with his dad and his mother.
Cal is right here. Dad, are you okay? Oh, Cal, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, my son. Your father's going to be fine, Cal. We're going to be all right. Jor, whatever this is, we'll get through it the way we always do, together. And then, like, the last panel is
Yeah,
like,
and so it's because it's right after Jor-El's
cave.
coming back from like the mind, and he's like,
yeah.
"Oh, it's over. It's over."
Yeah.
The plane's going to explode. I told him. They
Is
didn't
it-
listen.
Yeah.
But as Superman's causing all this ruckus, we see soldiers looking at signatures and scanning. It's like, oh, these things are going crazy over here.
Oh my gosh, it's
And
the
we see
guy
it-
from all the other countries in the world. Because it also mentions that like Superman's Brazil's not the only place he's like doing like all the work for all these people at. He's also doing it in other.
Yeah,
third
two
world countries.
places they mentioned specifically is Botswana and Darvarvi, or I don't know how to pronounce it.
Dharavi.
But yeah, no, Superman. I still, like I said, I also think we don't see him fly. I'm thinking this still is like old school Superman, where he doesn't have all his powers just yet, or at least like fully like.
Yeah, I think the implication is that like since they're going back to like the champion of the oppressed roots, they're going to go back to like a slightly weaker Superman, and I think the like.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No. Definitely.
I,
Yeah, he's
I,
also.
I think like the outburst is showing that like what he can become, and if he can learn how to control his powers.
Yeah, because I don't know if you got that part, but like, he passes out after the drone thing, and like he has to charge up, which
Yeah.
not usually a thing. Well, sometimes, but you know what I mean.
And I think this is maybe like I'm reading a little too much into it, but I think the implication for why his powers are going haywire on Earth is because he wasn't there his entire life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. That's
So he's like
that's
he's
what I
having
read.
his body hasn't adjusted to.
Yeah, no, that's exactly what I
under the
read.
sun.
Like when he was a kid, you know what I mean? Like when he was born on Earth, his body has like a natural adjust to everything. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're kind of he's there when he's like, I think he's like in his late 20s now. He doesn't have that proper adjustment
Yeah.
for all those years of growing up. Yeah, no,
It
I
doesn't
read
explain
that.
like, why Supergirl hunky dory, but
Yeah, no, same reason why Supergirl's more powerful than Superman. It's a teenage girl. You know?
but it's nowhere near as explosive though.
Not near as explosive, but like she's just more powerful because you know stuff like that.
It'd be really funny.
Being around the sun for like 12 years, right?
Oh, she does go around the sun for like a long time.
Yeah, she loops around. Yeah, she loops
around
around for like a decade.
That's
Loops
right.
around
That's
for a
right.
decade.
I forget about that aspect of it.
just-
I do think it's really funny if it's revealed that Supergirl and Superman just have switched places. Like she's been on Earth the entire time.
I'm thinking that actually what it might be.
Yeah, it might be. Yeah.
But she's raised by some evil family. Oh, maybe she landed in the Soviet Union. Oh.
See, I feel like that leads like a lot of to your theory. I think there's something in
What
that
if
first issue is that
Supergirl landed in
we
Chicago?
see a page of like the Kent farm, and it's like all dilapidated, and it just says it's property of Lazarus Corp, and like we don't
Yeah,
know
so
why it's
Lazarus
property.
Corp is the big government boogeyman in this universe. I don't really
Yeah.
know who it is just yet. To be honest, I'm assuming it's Waller. I'm sorry, like it has to be Waller.
It has Peacemaker, just like.
Yeah, you know what I mean? It's Peacemakers, Lazarus
But here's
Project.
the. I feel like we should talk. There's like two really big things we should.
forgot
like,
about the last page reveal. Of the main
We're
story.
gonna get So at the last panel, we also see a new villain. Well, an old villain reintroduced.
Well, that's not the last panel, but like
It's not the last page, but this is what I really wanted to like talk, and it's that you know, Superman, he gets back up, and like he's like a bunch of like army people surround him, and he's like, oh, we got to get out of here, but then blink, a cuff goes on his hand, and then we see that it's. Well, there's an earlier page where like we see this female soldier, but we don't know who it is yet. But in this last page,
Oh yeah,
it's revealed that it's Lois Lane, and she has arrested Superman.
yeah.
Yeah.
Lois
And then,
Lane works.
and then like in the epilogue, we see that Brainiac is seeing like Superman, like he's seeing like this footage of Superman is like
In
a
the
scrumptious new toy. Wonder where you came from.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we see like the Kent farm dilapidated, like you said, and we get a flashback, and we get the interaction between.
Can I be honest?
Yeah.
I like a hey.
Oh,
this
you know,
is like a
something I didn't notice now, just like looking at the page again, is that you can see there's like little spotted cities and like people screaming in
Oh
them.
yeah, they're
It's like,
screaming.
Yeah. Also about that too. Yeah, all the usually in most continuity when Brainiac has these scenes, they're always like frozen or at least like in like out of
Stasis.
commission. They're alive. They're screaming.
Yeah.
They're all you know what I mean. They're fully conscious and everything. But also, I want to preface this: is that Brainiac? Like it probably is, but like I don't know if that's gonna be like someone else as Brainiac.
You see his, like,
Yeah.
yeah, it may be someone else's Brainiac, but you see it.
Because
as
I'm
Brainiac.
assuming, because like I've always had this, like just like a headcanon to me, but I always thought it's funny. I think Darkseid just really hates like other people like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Except for Eclipso, he loves Eclipso.
Except for Eclipso, well, him and Eclipso are best friends. That's different. They play chess
Yeah.
together. every
We
night.
didn't
That's
mention
different.
it in when we talk about All In, but Calypso is Calypso shows up in the special. Darkseid fights him. He's like, and Calypso's like, "Hey, you want to play chess? Because they play chess."
Yeah, they play chess together every now and again. And if you guys don't, I forgot to preface this also. If you guys know Spectre, he's the guy. He's God's Vengeance. That was Eclipso's old job, but he got fired.
Yeah.
Imagine getting fired for being God's Vengeance.
Yeah. And
Man,
the
you
job
must.
went to
that-
James Corden.
Yep, the homeless guy.
Yep, James Corden.
But what was it? Oh yeah, so yeah, we see Lois Lane. She's working with Lazarus Corp. I would like to think when Brainiac showed up, being like, "Ha ha, Darkseid, you have a new Earth for us." He just shot him.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Lord Darkseid, I see you have a new Earth. Can I join you in this? No.
Fuck off.
Fuck
Kill
off, Brainiac.
yourself.
But I think it's someone mimicking as Brainiac, or at least using his tech.
Maybe it's Lex. Oh.
Ooh. I'm also thinking that throughout the whole entire system of Superman champions the oppressed. I'm not saying he's like Steve Universe ass, but like villain of the week. Oh wait, you're not the bad guy. We got a bigger threat because you're also oppressed. Wait a minute,
Yeah.
Superman isn't a bad guy. I gotta help you out. I'm not saying he does like a bad. I like that. I like that idea,
Yeah.
but like I could see it happening. Like they're probably gonna like introduce Parasite or Live Wire. I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think we talked about like most of Absolute Superman, like what happened in the pages. What do y'all?
Yeah.
What's y'all's overall opinions on the book?
Yeah, it's a good issue. I don't
Yeah,
know.
it's
I feel like
It's
I wish
probably
they
not,
spent a little
I don't
bit
know if
more
I
time
like
in
it.
like the present day, but that's just
Yeah.
I don't know if I like it. I don't know if I like it as much as it did Absolute Wonder Woman and Absolute Batman, but it's a good issue. It's like it's a good little introduction to what's gonna come
just
next.
more setup to like what happened.
It's been the strongest for me just for like I said, just the fundamental like character stuff. Like I said, champion over like Wonder Woman, Batman. They kind of always. I'm gonna say they always stay the same, but you know what I mean. You kind of still have those same like
Superman.
archetypes.
I think Superman has like had so many like
Yeah,
changes to his origin and like his status quo that like you can really like.
you can really do anything with Superman.
Yeah.
Interchangeable character.
Which Wonder
Put him
Woman
in any setting, you can
has
do something.
too, but until Jeff Johns got his hands on her, she was relatively had the same character.
Yeah, until like Jeff John, but like with Superman, it's like he's had so many different like interpretations and different ideas of him.
And like how he
And I
and
feel
how
like-
he like and what he believes in.
what he believes, what he represents for. Like a big deal with Superman too is that Superman probably is the most popular superhero of all time. And when when his belief changes, I fundamentally think that kind of represents what the comic book industry is now,
Yeah.
and what that represents for things coming down the line. You know what I mean?
And just what the world, where the world is now. I mean,
Yeah. Basically.
there's a reason why why John Byrne wrote Superman in the '80s, meeting Ronald Reagan. It's because at that point, especially in America,
I didn't know this.
People were just more conservative.
I didn't know till research. This is the same run where Superman's mother's supposed to give birth to him. When she dies, she lands there and then gives birth to him. Or a machine. It's either that or like a machine somehow has a womb.
She gives birth. They work around it so that like she gives like so that like Clark is born on American soil
on Earth.
So that way, they get rid of the immigrant allegory at all. There's none of that, which is. There's still an immigrant allegory, but it's not.
Yeah, you can't fundamentally take that away from Superman. I don't know what I'm supposed to tell you.
Like an immigrant, I guess.
Despite how much you move it, that is just a core part of the character. You can't really change it.
Even in the Byrne stuff, because
I know, but that's what I'm saying. You know what I mean?
They turn him into a firstborn citizen. He's still like.
I know.
Immigrants or whatever. Whatever.
I'm just saying, you still get those parallels. You know what I mean? Like no matter what, you kind of. Born into that character.
I don't want to get into that book. It's fun.
But that's why I think it's such a interest. That's why I like Absolute Superman so much. It does show what the industry's thinking right now and where comic books are heading. And also just it's Superman. It's cool. I do like a more weaker Superman. Also, like I said, when it comes to I guess Superman stories like this, where like he's a champion of the oppressed. A big part of classism is, a part of it. His arch nemesis is Lex Luthor. So yeah.
I think the issue is overall fine. It's definitely the weakest of the bunch for me. I like the politics and like the ideas they're playing with with the caste system on Krypton and reinterpreting what the logo means, what Man of Steel means. It means the working class. I really like that. I just don't like how the issue is formatted. We don't spend enough time with Clark or Kal-El.
Yeah.
He's not Clark.
He's not Clark. Yeah, he's just Kal-El.
He's Kal-El. We don't spend enough time with Kal-El. I kind of wish Jason Aaron maybe disperse the flashbacks a little more throughout issues, and maybe instead of just telling us how the caste system works right off the bat, maybe we see through the lens of Clark himself. I can't call him Clark. Kal-El himself, how the system works and how it's unjust. And of course, because of him telling us, we do get cool lines like "They are the people of steel." That's hard, but I don't know. You also don't get enough time with Kal-El, and also we don't really get much time with Bruce and Absolute Batman either. But it works.
I mean, I think a big push
lot better, though, in my opinion, because we get aspects of his personality, and we don't get really much of Kal-El's.
Oh no, I think a big part of Absolute Superman is that at least what they're focusing on right now is that how does Superman change the world? Just that idea. I'm not saying it's his characterization, but it's just what I mean.
Yeah.
We're more seeing how Superman, how just his reaction, how his effect causes people to change. You know what I mean? We're seeing more of what he does changes things. But yeah, no, I get what you mean completely. We don't see nothing. I hope we get more. I think by issue 2 we'll get more flash. I think there's gonna be more flashbacks.
But I want to talk about the art though. The art also, I think all of these series, all of these issues, these stories, so they've had really good art.
Can we move to the upcoming?
Yeah, I think we can talk about it a little bit. We've been.
Yeah, we don't really know much about the upcoming Absolute stuff.
As Darkseid has taken over the Trinity, there are more heroes coming up in this world.
Yeah.
A new Flash.
Oh yeah.
Who isn't Barry Allen? Wally West.
Yeah.
And then we have a new Green Lantern too, and a new Martian Manhunter.
Yeah.
We don't know too much about these. There's just been leaks. Speculation.
Not leaks. They've been announced.
They've been announced.
Well, I'm talking about there's been. Never mind. You guys don't know. I have leaks, but yeah.
You don't. You're not the plug.
There was leaks of of upcoming Absolute books and creative teams attached. However, every book that was leaked before announcement
Leaked
has been announced.
has been announced. So we have
Not one.
we have 3.
What was the other one?
We have
I
Absolute
can't. I
Flash.
can't. I can't say.
Yeah, see, you being a bitch right now.
No, I literally just can't say. But we'll
yeah,
see.
yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Absolutely. So we
But
got the 3 new titles,
Flash, Green Lantern, and Martian
Absolute
Manhunter.
Flash, Absolute Green Lantern, and Absolute Martian Manhunter.
So
Absolute Flash being written by Jeff Lemire and Nick Robles. Absolute Green Lantern written by Al Ewing and done and art and interiors from John Noyd Lindsay. And Absolute Martian Manhunter written by Dennis Camp and getting interiors from Javier
isn't the
Rodriguez.
Nice House on the Lake artist doing the Flash book?
Yeah.
You know something really funny? Well, Trout, you know, but the visual thing with what's his name in Nice House, they're gonna do that with Flash. I'm
Oh
assuming.
yeah, that's gonna be sick.
Yeah, because you haven't read Nice House, but like there's one character who's like an alien, like they do like this weird like visual thing where like his form morphs all the time. I'm assuming they're gonna do it with Flash. You know what I mean? Like in multiple panels, it's probably gonna be like him like jitting around like the other Flash. Yeah. I guess like from what I seen the screenshot, at least the not screenshot, but there's like it's supposed to be like it is like it's not a suit. It's like a different form, I guess. Like it's not like physical. I don't know how to explain it. You know what I mean?
Mm.
Like he's literally like transforming. I don't know how to explain it, but like he doesn't say there's no force. Also,
yeah, there's no Speed Force. That's the
no
big
speed
thing.
force.
Well,
I saw people
I
complaining.
also know Barry
and then
Allen.
I kinda-
know like
I saw
Barry
people.
Allen, yeah.
I saw people complaining, and I kind of chuckled. And I was like, I forgot. People don't read Flash because the
Niggas
Speed
don't
Force
read,
only
period.
Speed Force is only a '90s thing. Speed Force is still kind of a
relatively
pretty
new.
like modern.
Pretty new concept, yeah.
Yeah, compared to like the Flash's like mythology, it's still a pretty new thing. It's very funny that people were mad about it. It's like it's fine. I think it's better. No Speed Force. I just I don't know.
No Barry Allen. That's the best thing. No Cop Flash.
Yeah.
No cuck Flash.
Oh, just a little funny tidbit I do want to bring up because when they're first posting art for it, is people thought that Wally was supposed to be like a butch lesbian, but like they had to clarify like he was in fact like a man.
Yeah.
That's just what Wally West looks like.
Because he's also
Yeah,
like
Wally West just looks like
a teenager. Yeah, and that's the book we know the most about. We could go
But-
into like what we know about Green Lantern and
I have a couple of
Martian
theories,
Manhunter.
couple of ideas.
yes. So Absolute Green Lantern's gonna focus.
So
on,
for the Green Lantern book, I don't know if you guys know this because I think it's really interesting. Have you guys ever read Far Sector?
yeah.
of it.
Okay,
yeah.
So if you don't know, her ring does not work similar to Hal Jordan. She has willpower, but her willpower is more like civil arrest kinda to fight for it pretty much. That's like
But
her
she has to her will is to fight.
to fight,
Yeah.
even when the fight, yeah, to have that will for to have for an unending battle, pretty much. But I thought that was like interesting concept because no one's really talked about it online that much, like the whole idea about like how that works with willpower and like how that because they say her ring doesn't work with anyone else because like I said, her willpower is completely different compared to like Hal Jordan and everyone else's. So I'm assuming that maybe that's gonna be the similar idea in the Green Lantern book that we're gonna get willpower. But willpower is probably it's a different idea of what willpower means.
And Joe Mullion isn't the only Green Lantern we're following for this book. We're also gonna follow Hal, Jordan, John Stewart, and Guy
Hal
Gardner.
and John. I'm assuming though in this book, I think it'd be
And
cool.
so what we find, yeah, and apparently what we don't really know much yet, but we do know that what happens is that like a bit large Green Lantern crushes like a town and like people are scared, and that's like the extent of what we know. I'm not sure who the large Green Lantern is. Is it Oa? Is it?
I don't think. It could be. I think it is like residue from Oa.
Yeah, no. It also looks. It looks that sounds. It's gonna be apparently it's gonna be like a horror book too, which is really
Cosmic.
That's what I'm assuming the whole willpower thing. Like I said, they don't really explain it, but like, I think it's like an interesting concept. If you really read Green Lantern, what is like I said, back to Heroes in Crisis. What is willpower? Because willpower means a multitude of things to different people. To Hal Jordan, it's determination. To Jessica Cruz, it's not to have anxiety. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Willpower means a multitude of things to different lanterns.
We also have another horror book with Absolute Martian Manhunter. And so yeah, John Jones is actually the real guy, but here's the thing: is that he's being taken over by an alien
by Martian Manhunter. I guess
Martian,
like
and it's making him go crazy.
Making him go cuckoo. We've seen designs for Martian Manhunter.
Looks like
and-
Gumby.
Yeah, it
Little
looks really
thingy.
cool. Yeah.
So I do wonder with that book, is it gonna be like more like the old Martian Manhunter, like the Silver Age Martian Manhunter stuff, where it's just like crime. Martian Manhunter goes like solve a crime or something, and then wacky hijinks ensues.
I think it's gonna be a little noir based. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. But like maybe like
it's
a
funny
hint
that you mentioned
of
the
England.
Gumby thing because like the design of it was made by sculpting clay and like Javier Rodriguez like drew out the design from like making
That's
clay
so
sculpture.
cool. That's so cool. I love that. No, I love the Martian design. I want to see more things like that.
I think we should say like rank our top 3 books that came out, and then and rank like which books we're most excited to see the upcoming ones.
I'll just get mine out the way. Superman, Wonder Woman, Batman. I'm still excited for all of them, no matter what. It's just this is gonna be cool. But Superman's probably the one that like caught my eye the most. I think out of all of them.
Honestly, for me, I think I'm gonna have to go probably like Batman, Wonder Woman, Superman. Like like you said, Blake, I'm probably gonna read all. They're all like really interesting, but I'm really excited to see where this new Batman goes.
Yeah, no, I'm excited for everything. It's great.
Yeah, and also I'm excited for everything. It's hard for me to like rank all of them, especially since we're so early into the
and one of them types
we're just ranking like the first issue, to be honest.
Yeah, I know we're talking about the first issue, but I'm just saying like it's still like really hard to do that.
It's gonna be weird to see how like where they go and all that.
Yeah, but I think out of all of the ones we haven't seen, I'm really, really excited for Martian Manhunter because I love psychological horror. So the fact we're getting that with Martian Manhunters, it's gonna be. And it's being written by Dennis Camp too.
Because like I will say this, Martian Manhunter #1, he's a great character. There's only like breaks my heart, but people only talk about one Martian Manhunter run. If you know what it is, it's the name. It's a 12-issue run. I forgot who wrote it. But that's like the only one people remember.
I think it's
there's a lot of older. Yeah, it's a great run. I'm not even like trying to hate. Like it still is my favorite. But it's just like I wish more people had a love for Martian Manhunter besides like the cartoon or like international stuff. Also, it's Martian Manhunter. He's a cool Martian guy. I don't know.
Yeah.
For me personally, it's gonna be Wonder Woman, Superman, Batman, but they're all really enjoyable. So
I think I'm most excited for Green Lantern still.
Yeah, I think mine are Wonder Woman, Batman, Superman. And I'm excited for like all 3. I hope the Superman irons out its kinks a little bit more. It's only one I honestly have like problems with. But yeah, I'm still excited for all 3. Now I'm most excited for the Dennis Camp, Javier Rodriguez like Martian Manhunter. And I can't really rank the other 2, to be honest. As much as I like Al Ewing, they're probably around the same area of like piquing my interest. But like I love Javier Rodriguez as an artist, and Dennis Camp has shown that like he can fucking write.
He's he's really fucking good.
Yeah,
he's one of the big new like great talents.
Yeah, and I'm guessing Zion's asleep. Yeah, so that's where Absolute is currently. It's all really interesting where it's all going. We'll probably come back to it like in a year, do like a year retrospective and see like where the books land.
Everything's gone,
Kind of like what we're going to do with the Ultimate Universe, because we did a video
next month.
When that
we're
first
gonna do
stopped.
that probably next month.
Yeah,
so,
we're gonna do that like when next month when like it's been in like a year.
The 1 year in special comes out.
Yeah, when the 1 year in special comes out, that'd be like a year since Ultimate Invasion ended, or was it a year since the Ultimate Universe one shot came out?
I'm not sure.
Yeah,
I don't know.
But,
when did our episode come out?
I think in March. I think our episode came out in March. It didn't come out when it's supposed to in January, but it's all good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hope y'all listen long enough to catch that retrospective a year from now. But yeah, any closing thoughts?
Hopefully we aren't all dead.
Yeah.
The Absolute Universe looking pretty good. I'm excited for I'm excited for the fact that it's getting people are like really interested. Even people who like really don't read comics that much are like checking out the Absolute Universe. It's like a
Yeah.
really good giving people a good like jumping on point. Which
Yeah,
I feel like,
they're looking at the pretty pictures, not really reading, but looking at the pretty pictures. It's great.
which yeah, it's awesome. But you know what? Because the same thing happened with the Ultimate Universe too. I'm not sure if it's and it's like know if it's because of continuity, if it's because of continuity or if it's because of the talent. I
Or-
think it might
yeah.
be. I think it's because of the talent.
I think it's
'cause-
the talent and like the risks they're willing to take.
yeah,
Yeah.
The Riz.
Yeah, the
the
risks.
Riz,
The risks.
yeah, the Riz they're willing to take.
Real, yeah.
So yeah, but yeah, I'm excited. It's getting people interested into reading again. So
Yeah. Closing thoughts, Bumbot, Blade.
I want to go to bed.
oh yeah, we're recording this Eastern time right now is
It's
1:51
1:51.
a.m. and
And it's
10:51 Pacific time. And I'm pretty
Yeah.
confident one of our hosts has fallen asleep.
Yeah.
They went memes.
Yeah.
Bumbot, what's your closing thoughts?
I'm excited. This is like the first comic run I've been able to get into from the start, so this will be a fun one for me.
Oh yeah, because you weren't there when the Ultimate Universe started, so like
Yeah, it already had a few issues out, I think.
yeah. But yeah, I'm excited too. I don't know. Anyway,
If it's ass, I'm killing all of you.
It's not our fault.
no,
You should
if it's ass, we're
you
killing
should-
Tribe.
No, if it's ass, we should kill
Tribe.
No,
Yeah, we
okay.
should kill Tribe.
Remember to like, comment, subscribe to Bumbot's TikTok and this channel
Talk, this channel. Make sure to follow.
on Spotify, because I think we still have a Spotify. If someone,
We're
if
not gonna
Ronnie,
probably
We
post
do
the
have
episode
a
there.
Spotify. I
Follow-
haven't uploaded an episode since the first one, but that'll
Subscribe.
change.
subscribe to Blade's channel, Blade the Comic Nerd.
And follow Tribe on Twitter for great takes.
and Ronnie,
Add
and Ronnie, stop watching the video.
Please stop.
Yeah.
Please,
You should have
please. I'm
stopped when we
trying.
told you at the beginning, but now you just dragging it.
Yeah.
Now
we know
we're-
you gotten this far, and like we talked about.
I'm going to buy Ronnie. I'm buying a gun. So next time it's up to God what happens next time you come on my property.
Yeah, but thank you guys for watching. Have a great day.
Hey,
We'll be back with something else.
don't
sooner than
record, and
later.
also don't record podcast episodes late at night.
Yeah,
That's
you probably
like,
shouldn't do
yeah.
that. Yeah.